The Dolphins are definitely one of the teams here that we're going to see in 2026. If I had to pick something I liked about them, man, I love the color scheme, great uniforms. I do have to mention the ratings are not final. This is a work in progress version of the game presented by EA Creator Network. And the Dolphins might actually be more of a work in progress. There are some good players. I've been on the Aaron Brewer train for a while. Jordan Brooks had a great season last year. But there is a lot of work to do if we're going to make this Dolphins team a perennial playoff contender and eventual Super Bowl winner, which will happen in this video. So make sure you're subscribed. Otherwise, we can't win the Super Bowl, even though this has been already recorded by the time you're watching this. But you have to subscribe if you're not already, or else it won't work, I guess. That seems okay. All right. Oh my, I'm just getting word. If you don't like the video, we also can't do anything. I don't know. That's... Jeff Hafley is the new head coach of the Dolphins, and I like Jeff Hafley. He was a great head coach at Boston College, good defensive coordinator with the Packers, and now has earned this shot. And I know a lot are probably wondering, how does liking the video change the results of the already recorded video? And it's like magic, right? I think that it's going to take a magic trick to turn this Dolphins team around, but watch, I'll make this battery disappear. I don't know what's happening at the start of this. Anyway, Malik Willis is, I would say, the focal point of the offense. He's been brought in to be the starting quarterback, and he's taken some time to develop, but in his limited reps as a starter with the Packers, he looked exceptional. And that's not an exaggeration. He looked absolutely incredible. This is a different situation. The offensive talent surrounding him is significantly worse. No more Tyreek Hill, no more Jalen Waddle. The offensive line is probably about as good as it has been, but not a whole lot of talent surrounding him. And of course, the play caller is going to be different. We know Devon Achane is a fantastic player, can affect the game in a number of different ways, and they took a chance on Caden Proctor at the top half of the first round. He was kind of an up-and-down player at Alabama. However, super athletic, really big player. Just want to see him use that strength a little bit more. They're giving him 90 strength to start. These ratings are not final. But his play strength for me was a bit of a thing where it's like sometimes he'd show it, sometimes he didn't even look close to his playing weight, which was listed closer to 370, I think, at Alabama. And then defensively, they bring in a playmaking machine in Jacob Rodriguez. Kyle Lewis is a great athlete. I thought their draft class was a ton of fun. It really headlined on defense by Chris Johnson. First round pick out of San Diego State. I thought had tremendous cover abilities, was a decent athlete with decent overall size. I think he's a really fun player. Hopefully somebody we're able to develop over the course of this first Madden 27 rebuild. New persona DNA is kind of like the headline feature for Madden 27 franchise, where personalities are going to play a lot more of a factor, and that's actually going to pop up on the main menu as well. Kind of talked about the roster briefly. There's not a ton of great things to talk about. Do you like Zach Sealer, though? But one of my big concerns out of the gate is the fact that the focuses for Sealer and Brooks is on winning. I don't know how much of that we're going to be doing here early. If training camp coming up, we could also get Caleb Douglas some work, another kind of fun rookie. You know, I actually may have preferred Chris Bell to get the extra work over Caleb Douglas, who I like, but Chris Bell, I think, really has the potential to be an exceptional player. Chris Bell is built like a giant running back. He's like 6'2", 220, and he's so good at getting down the field. He's really a bona fide deep threat. Still has some work to do as a route runner, but it's not bad. If he didn't tear his ACL late into the year, I think Chris Bell is a certain top 50 pick. So we'll see what his, recovery looks like, but he should be about ready to go not too far into the season. So he's absolutely a player I'm watching out for, and certainly wishing him the best. We're going to try to make him a superstar in this video. We'll see if that's possible or not. Would love to start with a dev trade upgrade for Malik Willis here in training camp. Oh, exceptional start. I'm locked in. That's gold. Show me the dev trade upgrade for Malik Willis, please. Make my life just a little bit easier. Survey says, nope. Well, we got some XP, though. We even want to develop Jalen Wright. Kind of a fun backup, but I think we're going to really focus on Devon Achane. I think Devon Achane's the fastest running back in the league, I mean, he's number 2 if he's not number 1. The first 2 that come to my mind, at least in terms of like starters, Jahmyr Gibbs and Devon Achane. I think those are the top 2. I'm sure there are guys who ran a faster 40. Like, oh, Isaac Arendo ran a 4.33. But that doesn't mean he's as fast. You know, with the pads on, actually in the game. And, I mean, Garendo doesn't really even play. And as I said, Chris Bell's got to be the one we develop. He's got star or better development in the game, which is going to be star. But he's got a really fun combination of height, weight, speed, and I think could be quite the playmaker for this Miami team. It might not be as a rookie. It might not be ever. But I'm certainly in timing-based catching. I'm certainly hoping that it will end up happening because he's super fun. This is, I mean, it couldn't be a worse start for me. I'm locked in now, though. Look at that. Caden Proctor going in some of these drills. If we can really turn him into a star, and by the way, I think the future starting right tackle for me, we're going to be in business. I don't know that Austin Jackson's going to be the guy long term. I think we're going to kick Caden Proctor outside the tackle. Of course, was his tackle at Alabama. And I think with the Dolphins taking him as high as they did, around like 11 or 12, he's going to end up playing tackle, I think. Sometimes they just take a guy like this with the intention of doing that, and then they just leave him at guard anyway. And there are a lot of players on this team we haven't talked about yet. David Ajabo, if he can stay healthy, you never know. Great athlete. Brought in Trey Moore, of course, from Texas. Hook 'em horns. Wouldn't be a Bengal Rebuild video without the horns up. Chop Robinson, I think, still has good potential. Very good athlete. And then Kenneth Grant. Have to see what, happens with him, but still very young. Very good athlete for his size. And I think we'll choose him for trench battle. Even though Longhorn legend Michael Taff is here, and Julius Brents, the only guy I'm really worried about developing in the secondary, the entire secondary, is going to be Chris Johnson. The rest will probably handle through, mostly the draft, maybe a little bit of free agency as well. Just throw that to me, Malik, if you wouldn't mind. Okay, hold on to it. Coverage sack with no pass rush is a classic. So this will be the team for season number 1. I've got low expectations, I'm not going to lie. But you know what? Stranger things have happened, so maybe this is a Super Bowl team here in year 1. How cool would that be? Cuts here, another Longhorn legend, DJ Campbell. I like this Dolphins team, the more that I look at it. There's some real potential here. Robert Beal had 90 speed, who I just cut. That's interesting, I guess. Ahoy, what do we have here? It's a rare sighting for sure. The rare corner. Oh. Actually, you know what? On second thought, there's nothing particularly unique about Ethan Bonner. We don't need to talk about it. Strengths of the region. Very offensive focused. Wide receiver, halfback, quarterback. We could absolutely consider adding a receiver. I don't really want to draft a QB, at least not year 1. And then I was really hoping it'd be, better players defensively, but both safety spots are a weakness of the class. Sam linebacker not doing too hot either. However, just because that's an overall weakness does not mean that there are not good players at each of those positions in the entire draft. We might just have to find them because we could probably do with a better safety. All right, we have our scouts all lined up here, and I've got safety as an expertise here for the National. I just know I don't need to scout a quarterback, and this will be a really good way of telling me if there are any actual good safeties in this class period. So I'm going to set up the scouts like so, and we got breaking news. Chris Olave, like he did in real life, just signs a big extension. Not too worried about that, though. And I guess we'll jump in here, game 1. Kind of see what Malik Willis is all about. Maybe even play the moments could be the way to go. A little bit of a fake going here. Fake reverse, pitch out to Achane. He's got so much speed. We have coaching tips on, but I don't need them because obviously my skills are exceptional. It is on all Madden, which I typically dominate. Ooh, got the decibels in the top left. Gonna work off play action. Achane on a block and release. That didn't work. Man, who told me gameplay would be a good idea? Never mind, I'm back. Jalen Tolbert over the middle. New signing by the Dolphins. Could be our leading receiver. Let's get Tutu Atwell out of the game. Give me Chris Bell. There's Achane trying to sneak through down to the 3. Greg Dulcich is a Miami Dolphin now. Could get it to him or even potentially Chris Bell, but the corner has outside leverage, so it is going to be the screen to Dulcich, and Greg Dulcich has a Dolphin touchdown. It is Dolphins Raiders. It could be fighting for the first pick here in week 1. But hey, the Cardinals also could be in contention. I don't know. There's always also a team that comes out of nowhere and is just way worse than you think they would be. But I feel like Dolphins, Raiders, Cardinals is the preseason big 3 that you think might be in contention for the number 1 pick. I get that these teams got better, but I guess so did every other team for the most part, right? So we'll see what happens. Kirk Cousins, of course, the new Raider quarterback. I think, despite what they've said, I imagine Fernando Mendoza is going to play at some point this season. I would imagine. We'll just see when that happens to be. I don't want to make too many predictions. I feel like in these types of early videos, you got to not alienate any audience at all. And already saying that, hey, maybe the Dolphins won't be that good. I've already got people hating me. So I got to play it a little bit smarter than that. And then jumping into the game was a mistake. Have you seen that I dropped back and took a sack, and then I also just screwed up an assignment on defense? They're furious with the gameplay ability, and I can't blame them. I am awful, but the user pick's going to hit. It's going to be crazy. Just you wait. Or, you know what? Maybe Genty just runs for a touchdown. And Genty is going to score again. Wow. Looking absolutely unstoppable here. Oh no, I guess we're still in line for the number 1 pick. Shoot. Ah. Gosh, that stinks. We got to convert a 4th and 3. Okay, yep, all right. Hope that Chris Bell would get open. Just kind of hoped. Tried to throw with that anticipation on the break. And there's the new Raider, Taron Johnson, with the interception. And the Raiders are running away with this. I will make Chris Bell a superstar. Mark my words. That's a great route. Great timing. Chris Bell, touchdown. The season's back on. The Super Bowl is still a possibility here, by the way. It's still a possibility. Chris Bell puts us right back in it. No, we could actually even tie the game. We need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to do it. What about Chris Bell? Ever heard of him? Achane in motion. Just wanted Chris Bell no matter what. That was a mistake. I don't want to let the Raiders chew out the clock. Okay, there are so many open guys. And that's the result. Probably because we dropped back and freaked out. It's not good. And I guess we're going to drop the first game. I really couldn't have played much worse, is what I would say. But you know what? It's only up from here. You see some extensions popping up. We've got to make a decision on some of our own. I would consider bringing Jalen Tolbert back for the right price. I guess this is the initial offer he's looking for. Man, you know, I really don't know. You can add in the no trade clause, guaranteed money, void years if you want. It is very customizable. But do I even want Jalen Tolbert? I'd be maybe in the market at 1.5 per year, a bonus of 2.5 million, and that's about it. He is not even close. So I'm not moving the contract. Yeah, this is just not going to happen. So Jalen Tolbert's going to end up testing free agencies. Interest does go up. We're pitching why current value works. So and comparing him to other players. When you look at the full picture, the role, the structure, and the money, the deal is already strong. Manipulate him. That's genius. And it's working. He's got 0 patience left, though. So we'll pitch usage as value. He's not close. Justin Jefferson with a big extension. I think we're just going to go to free agency here because when you have a 2-win season, probably not a lot of players you want to keep around. Let's start to reset a little bit. We've made it to free agency. It's more of a live event now. You can see 10 hours remaining in the bottom right. See a lot of players getting re-signed. Kyler Murray is the top quarterback available. Looking for about $30 million per year. Somewhat reasonable if he's going to be good. Is he an upgrade over Malik Willis? He actually is a little bit, because he's got all the athleticism that Malik Willis has, pretty much, but a lot more accurate here, and just had a very good season for Minnesota. But is that a product of playing for the Vikings under Kevin O'Connell, or is it more of a Kyler Murray thing? I think probably the former. So I think we probably are not going to offer Kyler. Jaquan Brisker has made it to free agency, though. He's 28 years old. Rated pretty well. I mean, he's an 84 overall with star development. He's a team first guy, though. I mean, I can guarantee that you're going to be a starter. Prefers quiet. So it's important to know what their motivations are, their persona DNA, because that may change how you approach the negotiation. He plans moves to support long-term goals, prefers quiet behind-the-scenes negotiations. So cautious and needs proof before trusting. All right, so we have some idea of how Jaquan Brisker wants to approach free agency. He's looking for 4 years, a little over $25 million overall. So our yearly salary is starting at $6.5 million. Total bonus about 14.5. That's what he's looking for. I mean, I could add, because he's 28 years old, kind of old for a DB here in free agency. Maybe I add a void year to the back end of that. The bonus, as you can see, is critical to this negotiation, so I don't want to move that down too much. But I will add a void year, and I'll give him 2 years guaranteed. So we're going to get him for his age 28 season, age 29, and then 31, 32 could be maybe a little bit more up in the air. So his interest starts at 53%, patience at 76%. Says, starting these negotiations as a team player, the signing bonus is the safety net that lets me play with freedom. Well, I can give you, I mean, I'll throw in, so we could add $1 million to the bonus and the salary. That's kind of a big bump up. What about this, though? The bridge deal. Plus $1 million to the bonus, plus 8% salary. So cover both sides, expensive overall, cap hit from both directions. Gets you in the door with most DNA types. Or we could go to just bump the bonus and salary. Loyal DNA wants to hear about the team, not just money. I think we're going to look to add $1 million to the bonus and the salary. So that I thought we came in fairly strong, to be honest. But split $1 million across bonus and salary. So it's a split. Raises both sides of the deal. Broad appeal across most DNA types. Demanding DNA may want a bigger move, which he's not. So I'm hoping that does increase his interest to 72%. He still wants to work on the bonus, though. Man, I mean, I'm not going to make this a final offer, but the bonus is already coming in pretty strong. So can we maybe talk him out of it? Like, just refuse to move any further? Final offer, take it or leave it. Patient players may respect the firm stance. Demanding or particular types will feel disrespected and walk. But I didn't really get the sense that that's the type of guy he is. Let's refuse to move any further. We're going to put our foot down. And the interest goes up very moderately. The patience goes down a ton. I can do 1 million more. This is going to be the final move, though, for me. We have the money, but I can't set the precedent that I'm just willing to completely bend to the will of any player. We're going to raise the bonus by 1 million. 88%. 29% patience. He's a team first guy. So if we pitch why the current value works, he's going to hear the logic and he's going to sign. Be smart, Jaquan. That's interest 100%, patience 18%. He's reached the maximum interest in the offer. They're currently evaluating other teams and will choose the best deal once time advances. But I think that's the right offer for us. It's a pretty big deal, to be honest. But it is a huge upgrade for our secondary right now. A lot of teams are currently interested. A lot. If we don't get Jaquan Brisker, and maybe even if we do, Antonio Johnson could be a great pivot. He's only 25 years old. We could go Brisker, free safety, Antonio Johnson, strong safety. He's looking for 3 years. I can give him 4. I'll give him 3 years guaranteed. And we'll start with that. So that's more than what he's looking for. His interest starts at 28%. Patience already down to 43%. Open to different bonus structures as long as the total guaranteed feels right. So he's serious, stoic, independent, flexible, and patient. Well, I can't not change this if I want him because he's not very interested to start. So we may just have to offer more money. All right, so maybe we'll do the security swap. +1 guaranteed year. It'll lock us in more. And that hopefully will make him a little bit more interested here. And it does slightly. So his total value is still a big part of this for me. I'm open to working through it, but I'd like to see how close we can get on that number. Okay, well, I feel like our initial offer was not especially high. We want to bump up the total. And it's not really moving a lot. So let's increase the salary and bonus by 500K. That increases its interest to 50%. Patience is still kind of low, but he's at least considering the deal. So maybe we'll increase the salary by 500K and add an extra year. He's still only 25 years old. We should be getting him for really his entire prime to this point. But I don't know how high we want to go here. You look at the total salary, it's over 16 mil. The yearly number is not too bad at 4.5. I'm going to tell Antonio Johnson we're building this around you because you know every good team is built around his safety. His patience is just low right now. We're going to challenge him to build something. I'm not really moving on the contract. His interest goes up. Patience is now 0%. And I'm going to be honest about the rebuild. I'm not raising that right now. And I really think we're just going to go after the safety. So let's advance to the next hour and see where we go. Stuff can move really quickly in free agency frenzy here. And you can see Jaquan Brisker and Antonio Johnson are both off the board. Brisker to Atlanta, Antonio Johnson to Buffalo. Well, that's not a great start. Kyler Murray to the Raiders. A little quarterback competition in Las Vegas. So that's going to do it for our free agency. I'm just not really willing to budge and hand out a bunch more money right now to random players that I don't think are going to help us too much. Really interested in targeting players that will actually help us. And the best way to do that right now is through the draft. Combine results are here. And we'll eventually scout. We got to get a better idea about these quarterbacks. I'm not really interested in drafting an offensive lineman here. Just spent a first-round pick on Caden Proctor. Have Patrick Paul. I think Proctor can kick outside to tackle. We could always take a look if somebody looks especially good. And I guess Jonathan Talley looks especially good at first glance out of Auburn. You know what? Maybe we'll take a look there. And private workouts are here. So I guess we got to know about Talley. If he's a bona fide top 5 talent, maybe we will consider it. I feel like we've got a good idea about Jose Ridley, and I'm not a huge fan. But I do want to add Denorio Witherspoon, who is a great athlete. And then Jamison Wood, not that it's the end-all be-all, but ran 4.35 at his pro day. Accuracy's okay. And I know what you're thinking. You already have this exact type of player on the roster. Don't do this. Actually, you know what? Maybe you're right. Wait, hold the phone. Iowa tight end. Could we upgrade Greg Dulcich in round 1? I'm thinking yes. I'm thinking that is possible. Okay, the NFL draft is here. It's going to be really interesting to see what actually happens because apparently teams can move up and down the board. We've got the number 1 overall pick. Let's go ahead and see what the offers are for this selection. The Saints are willing to move 3 firsts. And I imagine there are going to be some other teams in that range. Just depends on when they're going to be. But I don't know that any of the offers are going to be as good as what that first offer is. We can move down 1 spot with Jacksonville or 2 with the 49ers. Pick up a second, number 35, and their first next year. The Browns are also offering a couple of first-round picks, 12 and 26. Here's the interesting thing, though. Jonathan Talley is a top 5 talent. Denario Witherspoon is a first-round talent. And this is really interesting because it's tough to get that at quarterback. He's got A for all of his accuracies, deep accuracy, medium, short, also a throw under pressure. He's got great throw power. He's not mobile at all. But that doesn't really matter if you can just be, incredible in the pocket and do everything we need in that regard. Just need to protect him. So maybe the best thing to do is just draft a tackle. Because Jonathan Talley looks great, but then we can't get the QB. So, I don't know. We've got some decisions to make. I still feel like getting a boatload of picks back is not a bad idea either. How many round 1 talents do we know about? There's a corner as well. Obviously, the tight end ends up being a round 1 guy. Quite a few receivers. Brandon Gibson looks like a really good corner. A-man, B-zone, A hit power, C press, elite acceleration, elite speed, ran 4.27 at his pro day, first among all corners. 36.4-inch vertical jump, that was third among corners. He's also very agile. Between the combine and his pro day, either first or second in the agility drills. Not a bad player to add. Also in the state of Florida, USF, so we could bring him south from Tampa. And that's a player that's not really expected to go until maybe not even until round 2. If the Browns want to move up, it's going to cost more than their initial offer. I'm looking for 3 first-round picks plus a second. It's not quite there. I want to hold on to Malik Willis for now. He's up to a 77 overall, but is already 28 with normal development. If we move down here from 1 with the Browns, I'm basically committing to building around Willis and upgrading at maybe receiver, certainly tight end, and then, trying for corner as well. But there's no guarantee we get any of the players I'm interested in. I think with all the holes there are on the roster, I can't say that we're just a QB away. I'm going to add in a 4th-round pick, and hopefully this is enough to get it done. It is close. What about our 2nd, 3rd instead? And that trade's going to be accepted. So it's a 1 and a 3 for 3 ones, 2 this year from Cleveland. That's 12 and 26. A 2nd this year, which is number 44, and a 1st-round pick next year. So the Browns are now on the clock at number 1. The Jags go with a defensive tackle, Zach Rowe at 2, and it's just a visual thing. We don't have number 1 overall. Jonathan Talley goes at 3. I'll tell you what, the quarterback is still there, and the Panthers took him to upgrade Bryce Young. Denario Witherspoon is a Panther. That might have been a spot to consider moving up. Titans go with an edge rusher, Moses Miller. Cardinals go with another quarterback, but we were never really in consideration to go with a QB after Denario Witherspoon, really. So we will simulate to number 12. Isaiah Rodgers goes at 11. So definitely earlier than we thought he was going to go. But we do have plenty of other options. If we want a receiver, somebody even with tight end size, Mateo Iglesias is an option. The 2 guys I really wanted coming out of this draft were, either the quarterback or the tackle if we stayed at 1, or Brandon Gibson somewhere in the 1st, and, we could still potentially add the receiver. So, how soon until he's expected to go? It's kind of in the range where he could go off the board here. What are the offers? We could move down to 24. The Bengals will give us number 16 and a 2nd and some other things to move down to 16. That might be our best bet. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to add a 2nd-round pick next year, also a 4th this year, and a 7th. We moved down a few spots, but I see that the players we want are still on the board. So it's going to be time here. We're going to go with the receiver. Got a crowded receiver room, but it's just not all that talented. Mateo Iglesias is 6'5". I don't like that he needs to work on simple concentration drops. That concerns me a bit, but exceptional body control on the sidelines, fights for every single inch as a runner, no issues climbing the ladder to make catches, avoids big hits following catches, and excels at creating yards after the catch. Kind of a rarity for someone that is 6'5", 230 plus pounds. Also, skip the combine. Baller. Said, I'm not doing it. No pro day either. Is that a red flag? Could be a green flag. He's going to be a Dolphin. He is ranked number 20. Took him at 16. Excellent pick. Quiet, soft hands that catch everything. No issues catching through traffic and several wow catches on film. He does have hidden development. 90 acceleration, 85 agility, 89 change of direction. Very good for someone that's 233 and 6'5". 95 jumping, 90 speed. Okay. I think that's a pretty good first selection for us, and we turned the number 1 pick into number 16. Plenty of other things. So we've traded down twice, and I'm happy with how it's gone so far. Let's just simulate to our next pick here. Looks pretty good. It's always a gamble when you do that, but, I would have watched each of these picks go by anyway without making a move. I think we got to go with the corner here. I think that is an absolute. There is still a round 1 player available. Salvador Estes from Ohio State. Very good receiver school, as we know. He is slow as the day is long. Absolutely not. I'm not going with a slow slot receiver in the first round. To be fair, he is 6'3", 207. So a power slot, not really, a little guy, but we're going with the corner. Brandon Gibson out of USF is staying in state. Great cover player, exceptional speed, and now joins Chris Johnson as we go back-to-back corners in the first round here in the past 2 years. He is ranked number 8. We got him at 26. Elite speed. Consistently shows high-level instincts, good balance to remain in phase in man coverage. Does have hidden dev. 95 speed, 94 agility, 94 acceleration, 91 agility, 89 change of direction. Excited to see what his attributes look like. But I feel like we're crushing the draft so far. We just need a strategy for day 2. And we'll see if there are any other players worth potentially moving up for. We have seen trades, by the way. The Jets trade number 25 to the Rams. The Seahawks and the Raiders were making trades. The Eagles and the Seahawks were making trades. Actually, kind of a lot of action going on, to be honest. Obviously, we're in there as well. Kind of an interesting player here. Chase Gold, round 2 to 3 projection. A, catching traffic. B, catching. He's got poor acceleration, but great jumping, great speed, elite strength. Could be a second-round pick for us. And maybe we could even strike gold. Please subscribe for more of that. That was great stuff. Okay, our next pick here is at the very top of the second round. We then pick at 44. There are some decent players still available. Of course, as you'd figure as much. Going to completely avoid running back. But there are some very good players we could consider. Probably going to avoid corner, but we could always consider moving one of them back to safety, right? So that's a possibility. Not something I'm going to be doing right now. I feel like there's great value with the pass-protecting offensive linemen. These guys look incredible. They are one-dimensional, but they have the most valuable thing, which is being able to pass protect on the offensive line. I really like that. With this pick, though, I'm going to take Dane Hamilton from Texas. Hook him. A, power moves. A, tackle. C, block shed. Very good athlete. Great acceleration. Elite jumping. Which, why does that matter? Typically, it's a test of explosiveness. Doesn't matter a ton in Madden. Maybe, maybe not. Great speed. And we already know he can get to the QB. We already know he can defend the run well enough. Dane Hamilton will be our pick here. 6'5", 266 pounds out of Texas. He is the number 30 ranked player. Got him at 33. Consistently uses power moves to win pass rush reps. Will need to hit the weight room. Struggles to break free when engaged. He's got 85 strength, but yeah, normal development. The description didn't sound great. Maybe our next pick will be better. It's going to be number 44 overall. And as I talked about, it's very likely going to be the tight end. I think we're just going to pull the trigger here. Chase Gold, we're chasing gold with this pick. 6'6", 265 pounds. Big tight end, can catch, can move a little bit. He's ranked at number 45, got him at 44. Former high school power forward. Didn't drop a pass at the combine and has good speed for a tight end. Normal development, but we needed depth, and I feel like there is something here. We'll see if we can develop him. Hudson Fowler will be the next pickup. This is one of the guys I was talking about. Great pass protector. Certainly a good enough athlete. Maybe not the strongest. Maybe never going to be any type of run blocker. But as for a backup offensive lineman, there are many worse to have. He's ranked number 63. We got him at 65. Maintains balance and wins often in pass pro. Understands leverage when defending power moves. Quick hands and feet pose problems for speed rushers. Does have hidden dev. The strength isn't great, but seems to be a decent enough athlete. Could have a starter in the future, maybe. And I think we're just going to trade down with a lot of the picks we have now. Can get a 3rd round pick next year for our 4th this year. Probably going to try a similar move at 112. Just because I don't love the players available. Get a Seahawks, what you'd imagine is going to be a late 3rd round pick next year. Although now maybe in round 5 we can consider taking a chance on someone. Devontae Hunt looks pretty good for a UDFA. 6'9", 370. Oh my goodness. A, pass block. B, run block. Elite strength. He had hope. I don't know. Looks like pretty tremendous value, I would say. He's a 1st round talent. Oh, we needed that. Ranked number 23. Got him at 129. Former high school power forward. You imagine a 6'9", 370-pound high school power forward? It's not even playing center. Dude, I want to see the center if this guy was playing power forward. Processes blitzes quickly and effectively. Uses strength to create firm base. Hidden dev, 97 strength. Wow. Okay. That is potentially quite the find. Montrell Barnard is around 3 to 4 talent that we can take here in the 5th. 4.37 speed. I'm in. This is the range when you take somebody like that. Number 11, we got him at 156. Only normal dev, but a good athlete. He'll be a backup or special teamer. And I'll tell you, Andrew Baca, also from Oklahoma. This is the biggest offensive line of all time. 6'7", 354. A, impact blocking. I imagine the strength is going to be pretty good. Elite. He looks fairly similar to the offensive lineman we just drafted out of Oklahoma in what is maybe the biggest offensive line in the history of the world. Also a former high school power forward. Extensive understanding of blocking schemes, strong arms, strong legs, strong everything. Ranked number 52. Got him at 161. Hidden dev, 95 strength. We might just go power all the way. Build the biggest offensive line the world has ever seen. I don't think Patrick Paul is small either, by the way. Caden Proctor certainly is not. I mean, we're going to bring this offensive line out, and then people are going to see our line and wonder who the high schooler is playing center. Aaron Brewer is one of the examples of one of these things is not like the other. He's going to look about like 5'5", 120 pounds next to the rest of these guys. Although, let's keep going the offensive line here. Don't hate the depth. Mello Perriman. That one is a swing and a miss, though. He's literally just tall. And undrafted free agency frenzies here. There are some fairly high-rated players. We just need to decide what we actually need. And, I mean, a punter is not bad. He's an 83 overall punter. We could probably get one of the top punters in the league. 96 kick power, 99 kick accuracy. I mean, we're doing a lot of that, so it would help to have somebody that's very capable. I will give you a 4-year contract, $1 million per year. I'll give you a bonus of $150K with a no trade clause for a punter. He's got to be in here. 54% patience. What is he? He's composed, conscientious, selfless, reserved, and pragmatic. I will increase your base salary by $1 million. That's you punt the football and went undrafted. Sign. Let's move money from salary to bonus. Kind of wiggle that a little bit, and it's just guaranteed money right now. Although I think with him being composed, reserved, pragmatic, I mean, typical punter things. Let's walk him through the contract. We're not going to move off of it, and we're going to pitch usage. You're going to be on the field so much. You're punting for the Dolphins. Oh, boy. He didn't like that. I'll give you another year, though. I mean, if he's just going to be the best punter in the league, I'll reduce the salary by 5%. I'll give you an extra year. It's so much stability. He's reserved, so he's going to value the protection of reducing the salary 3% and guaranteeing a year. Should be in on that. 93% interest, 62% patience. Line up the overall number. I'm already paying you a pretty ridiculous amount for punting, but he is so good. And then more bonus, less salary does get him up to 100%. There are a lot of teams interested, so this is not a given that we get him, but hopefully we did enough. I'm certainly not going to bring in a long snapper. You know what? I still feel like we need a safety, obviously, and I think Taquan Oldham looks like the best that there is. So we're going to go ahead and try to get him as well. We got a decent offer in for Taquan Oldham. We'll see what that does for us. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot here. So hopefully we walk away with somebody. We did get Taquan Oldham, normal development, and we did not get Lane Griffith. The punter is heading to the Giants. Listen, the usage could be pretty significant there as well. Man, tough to win some of these battles, I will say. I felt like a big offer for a punter. We'll simulate the end of UDFA Frenzy. Did we miss out on any good dev traits? So Mark Castillo also had hidden dev, as did Mark Cox. Ooh, 97 kick power. Okay. Decent looking linebacker. So there were some players in here. Draft Recap says we did pretty well, though. Mateo Iglesias is a 77 overall with 83 catching, 84 catching traffic, 87 spectacular catch. Route running is not really that bad. He also had the Rising Star tag, as does Brandon Gibson, who's got 82 man coverage right away. Press is not nearly as good, but we've got one of the better young cornerback duos in the league now. 80 overall for Brandon Gibson feels really significant. Dane Hamilton's a 76. Chase Gold, 74. Not too bad. 73 for Hudson Fowler. 76 for Devontae Hunt. 74 for Andrew Baca. Nothing sussy about that. Jeez. And we'll check out the top overalls. So Stephon Pierce is the highest overall player in the class. 83 overall. Running back here that the Giants take. Very quick, very agile. 95 spin move, 96 change of direction, but also 80 trucking. What a player for the Giants. Eddie Beltran, 82 overall right guard. Luke Pounds, 82 overall left guard. They went pretty high, 12 and 13. Jonathan Talley was an 81. Isaiah Rodgers was an 81. Jose Ridley was an 80. Didn't even think he was the best quarterback in the class. So what did we miss out on here? Ooh, very good tight end down the board in Tremaine Randall. Didn't even see him. I mean, Denario Witherspoon was still quite good. 76 overall. Does have hidden dev. Accuracy is pretty good. Throw power is pretty good. Not maybe the best athlete ever, but yeah, pretty good player. Is Gold looking for guidance? Only one way to find out. Veteran player offered to help me improve my game. What should I prioritize? Let's improve you as a receiver. I think route running is going to be the way to go. I like his mindset. Reliable, team first, mentor, resilient, and strategic. We're going to improve route running. I think that's going to be absolutely the way to go. That's my starting tight end, right? I mean, you look at the new roster. This team is capable of winning more than 2 games. Absolutely. We've got someone that can start over Austin Jackson, even over Jonas Inaya if we so choose. Only normal dev for Gold is disappointing. You can see that, Chris Bell, of course, has star. Jared Verse got an extension, as we can see. But we got our top 3 receivers. It's just going to be a bit of a grind to develop these guys. I mean, Fowler's got starter potential. The O-line looks pretty good. Could sign another tight end for sure at a free agency. Jordan Brooks up to superstar dev. I think Kyle Lewis is going to start this year. You have Jacob Rodriguez and The safety duo of Michael Taff and the undrafted rookie free agent Daquan Oldham with normal dev, not a great duo. Defensively, though, I like the look of corner. The D-line looks okay. I mean, Devontae Hunt is a 76 overall. If we kick him out to right tackle, he's going to be starting right away. Absolutely gigantic human. But that's what we like on the O-line. Large humans that hopefully can move a little bit as well. 94 impact block, 84 pass block power, 83 pass block. Run blocking is not too bad. I mean, this is an actual mountain of a man. 6'9", 370. Nice. And then in free agency, I guess we'll bring in Harrison Bryant. I think we have enough former basketball players. I'm sorry, Mo Alley Cox. You can actually offer more than 1-year contracts to these guys just sitting in free agency now. I'm thinking 10 years is probably a bit much for Bryant, but I give him 1 year, $1.5 million. We can add in a bonus. I mean, $2 million seems like crazy. How about an extra year and $500K? Harrison Bryant will be our second or third tight end. We're going to need him for another year after this anyway, so might as well. We also don't have a kicker right now. So, going to need to go out, add a kicker. Will Reichert is right here. Kind of like a no-brainer. He actually was not great in sim last year. It was just okay. I mean, 85% isn't terrible, depending on the distance, but it certainly doesn't seem amazing. And we will add a year and a $500K bonus, and he should be accepting that. He's about to. I will ask for a hometown discount. How about that? He's about on board with that. I'm going to pitch why the current value works, and he's going to be like, yeah, I'm a kicker. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Will Reichert is signed. It's nice to see some of these guys sign on the dotted line instead of picking other teams. You know, so I guess we kind of have to start Fowler at right guard over Savaiinaya, purely because of a dev trait situation we just drafted, and he's a leader, and he's team first, and he's stoic. What do we draft? Marcus Aurelius? Anyway, we got some real potential here. Malik Washington back to where he belongs, number 4 on the depth chart. It's Caleb Douglas, Chris Bell, and Enrique Iglesias season. I can't remember his first name. Defensively, I need a safety. I love the veteran leadership of Michael Taff at the college level. I don't know if I want him starting at this particular moment. Got Dane Hamilton ready to go as well. Need Chop Robinson to take a step up. Some of these players are a slightly higher overall because I did training camp with them. Dane Hamilton, who I did training camp with, is not one of them because I upgraded Run Stopper as opposed to Power Rush or Finesse Rush, obviously. He's just never going to be a finesse player. We're not going to try to fit a round peg in a square hole or whatever way that goes. I would say I want to trade for a safety. One of the best pitchers of all time, Bob Gibson and Chris Johnson here at corner. We need a safety. Even if Michael Taff is going to start, I need another safety. Ooh, Genesis Smith has Superstar X Factor. What did he do to win that? Defensive Rookie of the Year, maybe? Genesis Smith, wow, only 87 speed, huh? I really was super impressed watching his film with his ability over the top. I thought he was like one of the true single high safeties in the draft, like maybe the only one. He does have Superstar X Factor. He's on the trade block for whatever reason, I guess because they have Derwin James, but you wouldn't necessarily expect to see a player like this very often. So I say we strike while the iron is hot and try to trade for Genesis Smith. I don't even think of him as a strong safety either, by the way. He's a true free safety to me. But they're looking for a center, a free safety. Okay. Genesis Smith. A D tackle, left guard, corner. We actually have decent depth now. Because we drafted Hudson Fowler. Maybe Savaiinaya could be moved to left guard and traded. That could be the move. Oh, wow. You can't even trade for Herbert because he has a no trade clause. So he can't even waive that. You can't even add him. But what we could do, it's because they have Derwin James. Well, they have Elijah Molden too. But, I mean, you wouldn't think Genesis Smith would typically be available. But that's the guy we're going to for sure offer on. I mean, while we're here, might as well see if anybody else is in here. But I'm imagining that Genesis Smith is going to be far and away the best option here. I mean, I want to improve the pass rush. The options are not great. It's basically Bobby Wagner in 2026 available here in Landon Roberts, but probably will avoid that. I like the idea of Max Melton, to be honest, but it's an expiring contract. Keontae Scott is on the block. Could be a great nickel to add. I mean, the corners that are here are really actually fairly interesting. Maybe we'll come back to that, and I like Kevin Winston too. I like the DBs that are available. I am going to offer Genesis Smith, though. I'm sure that Jonas Savainaya alone is not going to be enough to get it done. But I will also give you, I have 3 3s, 2 2s, 2 1s. I'll give you a 4th as well. Let's see if this is going to get accepted. Oh, not even remotely close. Okay, well, do you guys have an offer? Aaron Brewer straight up. Nope. I'll tell you, on the trade block doesn't mean trade discount. That's for sure. If we want Genesis Smith, it's going to cost a ton. But I could give up Savainaya, who really actually doesn't add much value here. I don't really like him. But Savainaya, a 2, and I don't even think a 3 is going to be enough. But it actually is. Okay, Jonas Savainaya, projected number 33, but that's our pick, so hopefully we're better this year, and that's not even close to where it is. And a 3rd, projected number 65, also our pick. We are betting on ourselves here, but maybe that'll motivate us to play a little bit better. The offensive line is good. I'm going to add Austin Jackson to the trade block. I don't know if we're going to get an offer, but too good to be a backup, not necessarily good enough to start long-term. The O-line actually really looks very good. Just need to develop Malik Willis a little bit. We have a nice group of receivers that need to develop a lot. And then defensively, getting Genesis Smith to start at strong safety is huge. I think the big thing that we need to focus on next is improving this pass rush. That's going to be a little bit more difficult to come by. We are actually getting offers for Austin Jackson. I'll take pretty much anything. Kyle Williams is not bad. Tyler Nubin would start. Oh, Xavier Watts is neat too. But Nubin is shockingly a higher overall. But again, the ratings are not final. But I guess I'm going to take this offer. Austin Jackson for Tyler Nubin. Nubin is going to stay at strong safety. And I will move Genesis Smith to free safety. We're already starting to get a lot better. Smith is under team control for a few more years, which is fantastic. And I don't know that we're necessarily going to be a playoff team this year, but you look at what appears to be one of the best offensive lines in the division, at least, if not the conference, if not the league, and a much improved secondary. I think it could be a decent team. And this will be the team for season number 2, superstar development for Devontae Hunt. Another leader, another team first guy. We're drafting the right type of players. Not just whether they're good or bad, but the right type of player. Tyler Nubin, what's your deal? You want to meet here? What do you want to talk about? Ooh, a contract extension. Not at this particular time. Thank you, though. What about Chase Gold? Up to a 76 overall. He is also looking for a conversation. And he has raised his short, medium, and deep route running by 2. Great job on working with your mentor. Another team first guy. We talked about that already, but again, it's the right type of player. Kazmarek, we're going to add in as tight end 2 over Harrison Bryant with the improved dev trait. And we are going to get ready for this second season. I'm feeling good about it. I am. Region breakdown: halfback, right edge, and wide receiver. I feel mostly okay about receiver. I think the Oregon edge rusher could potentially be in play. We don't know anything about him at this stage, but I'm thinking Kayvon Thibodeau. Not that he became an incredible prospect. Also, quarterback could be a play. We'll set the scouts and figure it out. I also feel like based on personnel, that a 3-4 made a lot more sense for us. So that's actually what we're going to be running this season. That way Jordan Phillips can get on the field over Kyle Lewis currently. I just feel like that's the right way to go about things. And I like how many scheme fits we have too, especially across the defensive line. I think the team should play better in this way. And I'm excited to test out that theory, see if it's true. Is that Giants legend Chris Canty? No, not spelled the same way. There are some guys that could help us in this draft class, I'm sure. The number one player is a quarterback, but I think it only might be a minor addition to our team. And not into those anyway, but I think that Shaquille Powell at defensive tackle could be the way to go. I think, hey, Rutgers Dynasty on the channel, you guys see that? Could be a good edge rusher from there. We had a great one, too. Braylon Edwards, Jaden Sedbury. If you haven't seen that series, could check it out. Midseason mark, we are 2-5. It is better. And they actually came in the last 2 weeks. We started 0-5, and then we beat the Jets and the Raiders. Oh, boy. All right. Maybe not going quite as well as I would have hoped. Our defense is better. I guess our offense is technically better by the letter of the law. We go from 32nd to 31st. We still really can't score. And when you think about winning games, that's kind of a big problem. Fowler does have star dev. Iglesias has star dev. Malik Washington keeps working his way onto the field somehow. And then defensively, we're developing. Gibson only with star, unfortunately. You know, I'm curious. What is the problem with the team right now? It's probably just that we're not ready yet. I mean, quarterback is a standout position, obviously. I like Malik Willis. He's got the borderline starter tag. He's not quite accurate enough. But the arm's good. The athleticism obviously is good. He just needs to be developed, and he's 28. So it's going to be tough to develop him at this point. But we have the framework for a successful team in here. I know that we do. You know what? At least we kept it close with the Patriots, 31-21. There are offers coming in for Tyler Nubin. Jalen Tolbert is one of them. I actually think I'm okay on that. Nobody seems to want Kyle Williams, who's on the Panthers now. Shamari Connor is an X factor. I mean, that actually is not a bad trade for us, straight up. He's a year older, but better. I do think we have the best chance of developing Noel Williams, though. I'm going to make that trade happen. So it's another corner to add, but he's only 24 years old and actually pretty good. I like Noel Williams, and I probably would be more open to offering him an extension. In terms of players that can move back to free safety now, I mean, Chris Johnson has such great zone coverage. Gibson, great man. Noel Williams, great man. I'm not going to move Chris Johnson back to safety, though. And now I think we are going to try to re-sign Noel Williams after trading for him. Has to be long-term vision. He's going to end up being starter caliber, right? Clearly. I can up the bonus here because that's a huge interest for him. And he wants more bonus. Of course he does. Well, what is he like? He's private, assertive, selfless, accountable, and conscientious. Let's give him the roll pitch, but also up the money a little bit, but he just wants more money. And I'll increase the bonus 10%, decrease the salary, which already wasn't crazy high to begin with. He's all about the bonus. So he's calculated and grounded, or well, he would be if we like this, but that's not really a great fit for him. Don't see anything that kind of matches up. He just wants more money. So we'll increase the bonus, but again, subtract the actual salary, and it's all about the bonus. I think we're going to hold firm here. He's at 93% interest, but he didn't necessarily like what just happened there. Man, I'll increase the salary by 500, add an extra year. This signs him through his age 30 season. I'm good with that. It's really not too expensive if he continues to grow the way I expect him to. And Noel Williams will remain a Dolphin. Chop Robinson closing in on the top spot for sacks. I'm at the top and want to end the season as the leader. Can you help me game plan to get there? Well, I don't know. Let's see. He's got 11 sacks right now. 7 tackles for loss, has blocked a kick, has a safety. He's not going to get 15 more sacks. He's not even probably going to get 10 more. That's crazy. But we can set a goal for 5 more sacks. I mean, I guess it is a within reach goal. But I'm trying to be realistic about what's possible. Getting 10 more feels, I mean, absurd. Borderline absurd, probably. But if he can get 5 more sacks, we'll take the XP boost. He's motivated now. I mean, he's got every chance of doing that. He needs to get a little under a sack a game for the rest of the year. It's not necessarily easy to do, but it's quite possible. Obviously, you can't get under a sack a game. That's just the average. We're 3-8. It seems like trading our second and third round pick doesn't look great at this stage, but we also still have our first. So if we end up picking, near number 1, that's a pretty good spot to be. 3-9, we're not going to be at number 1. The Jags are 1-10. Oh boy. We're going to scout the top 3 quarterbacks because I think that might be the difference that puts us over the top. Unfortunately, I feel like Malik Willis might not be enough to take us to where we want to go. And we lost 18-3 to the Jags. Cancel the season. It's over. We would finish 5-12. Lost 9-6 to the Giants. Can't even imagine watching that game. Beat the Jets, though, 28-24. What a season. Well, we improved our win total from last year. Malik Willis actually played better. 2,900 yards, 17 touchdowns to 13 picks. Also rushed for 600 yards, 4 touchdowns. Devon Achane took a slight step back in terms of yards per carry, but the numbers are still good. Did fumble 4 times, though. Receiving, Chris Bell led the way, 83 catches for 867 yards, 6 touchdowns. Thought we had a decent rookie year from Mateo Iglesias, although it's not going to be offensive rookie of the year type stuff. And then defensively, we have 17 tackles for loss and 15.5 sacks for Chop Robinson. It's not the 5 more that we needed. It's 4.5 more. 3 for Kenneth Grant, who had 14 TFLs. 13 for Dane Hamilton, who put up 10 sacks as a rookie. Jacob Rodriguez continues to just crush it. Stat padding. 141 tackles, 10 for loss, 5.5 sacks, 2 picks. Nuts. Also had 8 sacks for Sealer. Jordan Brooks, very good numbers as well. And then more turnovers forced. I mean, we had 1 last year. 1 interception, I should say. This year, Rodriguez had 2. Chris Johnson had 2. And then Brandon Gibson, the rookie, had 1. 1 for Baker as well, who forced 2 fumbles. Okay, we were pretty good at forcing fumbles, to be fair. And Genesis Smith and Taquan Oldham were actually pretty good at recovering them. Wonder how many of those came on special teams. No picks, though, for Genesis Smith is disappointing with his incredible zone coverage. Would have been nice to see him force a few takeaways over a full season. But 5-12 is the second worst record in the AFC. So we're going to be picking high, if we didn't know that already. The Chiefs have done it again, and Patrick Mahomes is your MVP. Of course, beating the Eagles 20-17. And is there anything noteworthy in the league here? Let's see. I would say that Aiden Hutchinson was very good. 22 sacks. 21 for Parsons, 21 for Watt. Jamar Chase went crazy. So did Ladd McConkey and T. Higgins. 3 receivers over 1,700 yards is nuts. I mean, a lot of good rushing numbers as well. It is at the top of the league, to be fair. And Joe Burrow actually threw for over 5,000 passing yards. We did actually have the Defensive Rookie of the Year, though, Dane Hamilton. Very nice. Devontae Anthony, a receiver for the Jets, was the Rookie of the Year on the other side of the ball. And we need to get ready for the draft. That's the next step. We have the 3rd pick. We know Julian Minor is a top 5 talent. They do have Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, though. Julian Minor actually could be a major help. He's a top 5 talent at quarterback. I mean, kind of need to figure out a way to get that guy. But surely the Jets are not going to take 2 QBs. I don't know. We're not going to make any decisions about what to do before we're actually there. But getting to the first pick, probably a decent option. Also, another 5'7" running back expected to go top 5, like it did last year. That would be crazy. Tyler Nubin has made it to free agency. We could look to potentially bring him back here. Kayvon Thibodeau down to normal development. Cooper DeJean is the top free agent available. I know he's a corner. Played a lot in the slot. But boy, does he seem like a great safety. I think that's the move. I'd pay Cooper DeJean a lot. I mean, the whole reason we didn't spend much money last year is so we could spend more money in free agency now. And he wants more money. He's emotional, flexible, demanding, expressive, focused, and calculated. Well, I'd give him more money. He wants money. I mean, that's the deal. We can't even try any of these on the right because he's demanding. He's going to just crush us and totally not like it. But I'd add 2 years plus 5% on the salary. He is emotional, though. So would he like the big headline number? Plus 15% salary, plus 1 void year. Cap friendly, but dead cap risk later. I'm not really too worried about that. We're going to hold on to him. He should like that quite a bit. So let's see what else. I mean, it's tough with demanding. He just wants more money. So we can reduce the salary 5%, add a year. I'm comfortable with that. Already have a void year in there. He's still looking closely at where the overall value lands. I mean, we've offered Cooper DeJean. Whether or not he ends up signing is a completely different question. I also think Terrell Bernard could be a good deal for us. But I don't really want to do the thing where we just have to add more years. Because this quickly is going to become a 4-year contract if we want to get him. So I guess we could start with a higher bonus. I'm also going to add in a void year. So it's really only a 1-year contract in a way. But his interest starts a lot higher because we started with the bonus a lot higher. And he is team first. But I think I am going to increase the bonus by 6%. Just try to get him on the field. He's an improvement somewhere on the field. I like Jacob Rodriguez. I like Jordan Brooks. The 3-4 didn't really help us out a tremendous amount. And he is willing to take less to sign with the Dolphins. Team player, local to Miami. Let's do team discount. Please, lean into that. Okay. That could be a very team-friendly deal for Terrell Bernard. And it's not exactly a player that we'd have to commit to long-term. I also think either Daron Payne or Ed Oliver could be a good fit for us as well. And he's a year younger. He's significantly cheaper. And no one is currently interested in him. I am, Ed. Let's try to get Ed Oliver. Looking for 1 year. I mean, it's not really a lot of money. I'd already raised this from the start just to see if we can get him. It's a 1-year deal. I'd even give you 2. But let's start there. Interest is already 70%. Patience is 85%. He is direct, pragmatic, accountable, aggressive, intense, collaborative. I'll add a year because I was already willing to do that anyway. And he just wants more money. So I'll increase the bonus by 10%. Reduce the salary by 3%. And he is about to sign. He says the length lines up. He's 30 years old. Can we do a 3-year deal? Is he analytical? He doesn't appear to be. I will keep the length, but add a $2 million bonus. And that should put it over the finish line. And I think Ed Oliver certainly will be signing with us. Travis Jones might have been preferred because he's younger. But at 28 years old, I'm not sure he's going to develop any better. So I'd rather take the player that's just slightly better now. Let's see what happens with that. We're going to advance to the next hour and see where we are. Ed Oliver is a Dolphin. Daron Payne remains unsigned. Terrell Bernard goes to Denver. And Cooper DeJean is a Titan. O-line continues to develop. I still like the receivers. And then defensively, superstar development now for Dane Hamilton. So that draft pick starts to look a whole lot nicer when he is a superstar dev player. I'm going to put Lockout on him. That's a new ability, I believe, as well. He's already got a lot of active traits. He's a rising star. Power moves is 86. He's athletic. 89 tackle. This is quite a good player to have. I don't even know that edge is going to be too much of an interest for me in the draft. However, Chop Robinson does have an expiring contract. He does look very good, though. And it looks like safety and defensive tackle are going to be big needs in the draft. And then offensively, I mean, they want us to get a tight end. Receiver, I could see why that would be a need for us. Newbin to the 49ers. He does feel like a 49er. Alohi Gilman to the Vikings. What about defensive tackle? I mean, Ed Oliver, I feel like is good enough. A lot of players retired. And I'm guessing that Zach Sealer will be among them. So defensive tackle is actually a bigger need than I first thought. I guess Osa Odighizuwa would give us some pass rush. Kalijah Cansey would have as well. So would Mike Hall, to be fair. Well, those ratings are not great. It's actually up to 300. I think he came into the league at like 280. But Odighizuwa might give us the pass rush that we're looking for. And again, I'm willing to overpay. He's only looking for 1 year right away. I'll move the money up, and I will offer that. He's loving that. So you can start at 100% interest. That actually might be enough to land Osa Odighizuwa. It is. So defensive tackle goes from kind of a bit of a question mark to maybe now a bit of a strength. Ed Oliver, Kenneth Grant, and now Osa Odighizuwa. We could still draft an edge. We know we need a safety. Not sure what level of safety we're going to find in the draft. I can tell you, looking in free agency, not a lot there. I don't really want to move Chris Johnson back. And not getting to Gene was kind of tough. Martin Emerson could play safety for sure. I mean, he's got the size, and I know his zone ability is actually quite good. 80 zone coverage. Not the fastest. Built to be a safety for me. Martin Emerson, it's very cheap. We have a ton of cap space, near 130 mil. I mean, nothing particularly crazy there. I would give him the smart structure, plus 8% bonus, minus 4% salary. All these guys care about is the bonus. And I'll increase the bonus by 10% again. When it's 370K, I'm not sweating over it, right? And Martin Emerson is at least a decent option as he signs with us if we can't find a replacement through the draft. And I think that's going to do it for us, to be honest. Spend a little bit of money here. Spend a little bit of money. You look at what we were able to accomplish. 2 on the interior D-line. Quite expensive. Ed Oliver's cap hit is $12.5 million. It's actually not too bad. And then it was closer to 17 mil on Odighizuwa. Martin Emerson is obviously significantly less. And we have the money right now. It's not a long-term commitment. Cap hit is under $4 million. And we are about ready for the draft. Wow, I will say, Tay McCord, at first glance, looks exceptional. B block shed, A finesse moves, A power moves, A tackle. Physically, he looks absolutely elite overall. But obviously, I think the need at quarterback is more than the need off the edge. Are we going to take the gamble, though, that the Jags do not take a QB at 1? The Jags do not need a QB at 1. They don't. Don't take a QB, Jacksonville. Leave him to South Florida, not North. Andrew Baca also has superstar dev as well. The Jags are going to take the QB at 1. I know what's going to happen. The Jags are going to take the QB at 1. They're not bluffing. It's like a Jeremiah Love to the Cardinals at 3 type of deal. It's happening. So the question is not whether or not it's going to happen. The question is, what do I do about it? I've got 3. I've got 13. I've got future picks. I really wanted to keep 3 because I want that edge rusher because he looks incredible, but we kind of don't need the edge rusher. So I have to just, basically stay inside the house, looking through the window pane as the rain comes falling down, matching the tears streaming down my face. I love a sick edge rusher. You don't see him very often, and I can't even draft him. I have to do whatever it takes to move up to number 1 for a quarterback that the Jags really, honestly don't even need. So, I mean, can I hold on to 13 and give him a future pick? How about number 3, a 2031, and number 70? Close, but not quite. How about a future 3? And I'll move up to a future 2 if it takes that. And it's going to take even more. I will give you 2 3s in this year's draft. And it's going to take even more. That trade is accepted. It is a haul to move up from 3 to 1. But that's what it costs to move up for a QB. It's a 2028 1. Number 3, by the way. 2031, 2028 3, 2028 3, 2032, 2028 5 for number 1. I want to take Tay McCord right now. 6'5", 266. Only problem is he's 23 years old, so a little bit older for a prospect, but I'm not super old, just, I mean, slightly. Typically, you look for the juniors that are like 21 years old, maybe 22. 23 starts to get a little bit older, but we will be taking Julian Minor, 6'2", 226, 22 years old, out of Arizona. B deep accuracy, A medium, A short, B throw under pressure. That all looks pretty good. He's got elite throw power, though, so an absolute hose of an arm. And we know he's a top 5 talent. We know for a fact. Hard to beat that. The knowing is the best part. He's ranked as the number 3 player in the draft, took him at number 1. He threw a no-hitter in college. So a college baseball player. Elite intermediate accuracy and progresses well through reads. Hidden dev, I'd hope so. 83 speed. Something else on the right side. Probably throw power, which is unknown at this time. And we will advance to our next pick, which is at 13. So we were able to hold on to this. Tay McCord ends up going to the Jaguars. And we could trade out of this pick because with all that it took to move up, we could recoup some of that value. The only question is going to be whether or not there's somebody worth taking at this spot to, keep me from moving down. And you know what? There probably isn't. There just probably isn't. I mean, I'm not taking Max Carter here. It's a safety from Notre Dame. Hey, great. He's got a tackle. That's about the best thing that we can talk about. Taquan Williams doesn't look to be worth taking either. Not going to take a receiver here. There's nothing really worth my time. I'm sure Adrian Roberts is very good somehow. But we're going to trade down. The Vikings are offering a first next year and the year after that and a third in 2030. I'm just going to make that happen. Okay, round 2, pick number 7. A lot of the players that I liked are not here. Demetrius Sawyer's on my board. I have a safety, Trevor Fleming, that I thought looked okay. I mean, Demetrius Sawyer has A-man, A-press, B-zone, B-catching. Not the best athlete ever, but not bad. This is the easy pick here in the second round. Demetrius Sawyer is a top 10 talent. Got him at 39. Plays with good football IQ and recognition. Sticks with the receivers well in man coverage. Rangy and effective in zone coverage. Does have hidden dev. 90 speed, 93 acceleration. Good change of direction out of Boise State. It's actually, for a non-power 4-5 school, it's power 4 now. Boise State does a tremendous job producing NFL talent. It really has for a long time. You look at some of their defensive backs. Orlando Scandrick, I think, had a long career. I like Al Allen here going to the Jets. But that is not a bad pickup for us. And that safety, I'd love to add as well, but it's not the end of the world if we don't get him. I would imagine he's available here in the 4th, but he might not be. Let's find out. No longer available. So that could end up being a significant miss. Maybe would have been worth moving up for, maybe not. Hard to say. We could maybe do with a backup running back here. Maybe a power back of sorts. Vince Bryan or Taylor Stewart, both big backs. 5'11", 227, 6 foot 234, 6 foot 223. I think let's go Let's go Vince Bryan. Could even double dip on running back. Ran 4.45 at his pro day. Pretty good. Ranked number 140. Got him at 99. Normal dev, but we don't need much out of him. It's a backup running back. Okay, undrafted rookie free agency is here. Top player is a kicker. And then several long snappers that are of no interest to me. I mean, you look at the roster, I don't really think it's something we need to heavily pursue. We have Bradley Pinion, we have Will Reichard. So I don't necessarily think we need to go after anybody. I mean, it's kickers, long snappers, and fullbacks. I'll be all right. Although, you know what? Josh Booker looks okay. Good camp body, if nothing else. Manuel Aragon is really a 67 overall. That doesn't really compute to me. He actually looks pretty good. Same thing for Kyle Lockley at running back. I mean, these receivers actually seem to have decent ratings. I don't really need a receiver, so I'm going to pass on that. We'll just see how we did. And we do end up getting Cody Thompson at safety and Josh Booker, who does have hidden dev. Okay, did pretty well there. Draft recap is here. You know what? Vince Bryan's not great. And then we had late day 3 picks that have amounted to nothing. However, Demetrius Sawyer is a 78. Has good man-to-man skills. 82 man, 74 zone. Corner is a strength for us, even though Sawyer is not the fleetest of foot. He's definitely good. And great value in round 2. And then Julian Minor is a 79 overall, 96 throw power. Accuracy's already great. 86 medium, 89 short. Speed's actually pretty good. 83 speed, 84 acceleration. He's already got the QB of the future tag. Comes in with 80 awareness. He's ready to go. I mean, I think it's a player we did have to make the move up for. We gave Malik Willis another shot. We actually did see some growth, but not enough. As Chris Canny, again, giant legend, the number 1 player of the draft at an 81 overall. Logan Morrison, the center, is tied for it. And then Tay McCord was right where the quarterback was. 79 overall, only normal development, but looks pretty insane. 85 speed, 91 acceleration, 80 finesse moves. Very good player, but only normal dev, so I'm actually super glad we passed on him. I mean, we didn't really need him. I only was going to draft him because I thought he was so good. We dodged the bullet, and Trevor Fleming is great. Ends up going near the tail end of the 3rd round. 91 speed, 75 zone, 76 pursuit, 77 man. I mean, doesn't look crazy good, but based on where he was drafted, he was great. Hidden dev, 91 speed. Would have been a great pick for us, but we ended up having to trade away a pick where we would have drafted him because we wanted the quarterback. And I think we made the right call. I mean, we just had to get the QB. Only star dev, so not the end of the world. We obviously are no longer going to be starting Malik Willis. We just can't. It's got to be the rookie. So get ready to learn Julian Minor. That will be our starting quarterback. And hopefully year 3 is a little bit more successful than year 1 and year 2 were. This is looking to be the team for season number 3. Slowly but surely coming together. And of course, we're making a minor change at quarterback. Julian Minor will be our starter. He's 8 snaps away from revealing his dev trait. But obviously, the fact that it is hidden, star, superstar, X Factor, he's younger, he's already a better overall than Malik Willis. He just needs to be the starter. So, he will be. He's got some fun weapons to throw to in Iglesias and Bell. Caleb Douglas is a fine 3. And it should be really more of a run-focused offense. Baca's going to step in and start at right guard. It's just hard to ignore that superstar development. And then defensively, I like what we have cooking here. I mean, it's 4 really good corners, young and talented, all with star or better development. I'm not sure about Sawyer yet, but probably star. And then Hamilton is emerging into a superstar. Chop Robinson, I think, is kind of in that same category. I mean, he had such an incredible season last year. Power moves playing up to a 94, finesse moves at a 92. He is in a very, very good spot. And he's actually looking, I think, for an extension here. Or no, he's actually not. We're going to tell him get 15 more sacks by the end of the season. He did it last year. Is it impossible to do it again this year? I don't think so. You know, we just saw great news pop up here as I have simulated to the midseason mark. If you see the news center, well, Derwin James signed an extension, but I did see something about our young quarterback. You can check out the current leaderboard, but I saw a pop-up about Minor. 26 completions, 309 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That is a heck of a performance. So I think we found our quarterback of the future. I don't think there's any question about that. I would say that we are 4-2. It's obviously the best that we've been so far. We get a primetime game against the Raiders where things started, and we will check out the lineup here, see how things are doing. But it is superstar dev for Minor. So a great find there. Malik Willis, potentially expendable now. Still do not know the dev trait on Sawyer. We even have some skill points to spend here for Julian Minor. We already know the attributes are great, but the deep accuracy could absolutely be improved. So we're just going to go into where he's worst. Let's go into improviser. Try to make him a better player outside of the structure of the play. We're getting throw accuracy short, though. That's elite. I mean, 96 throw power, 96 short accuracy. If you're a receiver, you're running a close route over the middle, you better watch out. He might take your hands clean off. Got to get that deep accuracy up and really take advantage of the throw power. But obviously, I can make a million awful puns about it. But Julian Minor is looking to be a major improvement over Malik Willis. And as we approach the trade deadline, this is week 8, Malik Willis is somebody that may actually be able to fetch a fairly decent return for us. We don't really need to worry about having one of the better backup quarterbacks in the league. We're going to hopefully move Malik Willis for somebody that can really help us. Currently projected the number 4 and number 22 overall picks. Let's get Malik Willis a new home. He's extremely expensive, so not every team in the league is going to be able to afford him. And actually, no team in the league is going to be able to afford him. Maybe it is an off-season move. However, if we can find a team that's close, I guess the Lions are looking for a quarterback now. We could take a monster contract off their hands. No more Jared Goff. Could take a monster contract off their hands and maybe get a fun weapon. Not going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown, though. I'll tell you, number 22 overall straight up gets us Traden Stukes, who, of course, the Raiders took, I think, at the top of the second round. Another really fun player would be our starting free safety. He's got superstar X Factor now in the game. This could be the move. Incredible athlete. I mean, the speed's interesting comparatively to Genesis Smith. I would be willing to give up our first round pick, I think, for Stukes. The question is there anything else that we could get? Brock Bowers? I give number 4 overall for Brock Bowers, I think, or projected number 4. Okay, that trade's going to be accepted. It is projected at number 22, a 4th rounder this year, 4 Traden Stukes, and a 3 next year. It is a big initial upgrade over Martin Emerson at free safety. I think it was a move that needed to be made. I mean, we're right there. We're close. We're winning games for the first time. It's time to capitalize, and I think upgrading at one of our weakest positions on the team makes a ton of sense. We have a ton of cap space. He's looking for a lot of money overall. Aggressive, confident, intense. What do we want to do here? He's 26. Give him a 4-year deal. Yearly salary. I mean, I'm comfortable, honestly, up to like probably 15 million. I'll increase the bonus here. Throw a void year on the back end of that and see where that starts. So he's opening these discussions confidently. All right, well, I'll tell you, you don't have to tell me that. That kind of defeats the purpose. The total value will reflect what I bring because there's no denying it. All right, guess we'll try short and rich. So we'll take off a year and add 12% salary. Again, I'm comfortable with the salary, though. All right, we raised the bonus by $2 million, and Traden Stukes has signed the extension. These are the total details. 3 years, $27.1 million. The average yearly is kind of about where I would go up to. Had to do a little bit more than we wanted because we took a year off. $19.6 million bonus. But there is a void year, so it's really not that big of a contract when you think about the actual guarantees. And for those who are paying attention, we do have 2 Arizona DBs that were on the same team. We are missing one more from that draft class, though. Could we make it the trifecta? Doesn't really make sense for us to do so right now. So right now we're kind of on the outside looking in. 6-5. So the playoff picture currently does not actually picture the Miami Dolphins. Not great. And it seems like the approval rating could be higher. 15 seems low. Man, the Commanders are 2-9. Saints 1-10. There should be a path for us to make the playoffs. Just need to perform better here down the stretch. Because 4-2 to then go 6-5 is just not going to cut it. We're up to an 88 overall. We need to start seeing some results. If we can win, 2 of the next 3, we might be in business. But if we drop 2 of the next 3, it's going to be really tough to make the playoffs. And we're 8-8 going into week 18 against the 6-10 Ravens. The playoff picture currently does have us as the 7 seed, which means we are win and in. The fact that we're already in says all we need to do is not lose to the Ravens today. Look at the AFC North. 2 13-win teams, including the 13-3 Cleveland Browns. I mean, Jacksonville and Houston are also 8-8. Kansas City is 8-8. We've got to win this game. I mean, we got Miner playing up to a 90 overall. As a rookie, this is a very, very special quarterback find. We cannot waste his rookie season. Obviously, with him at QB, you'd expect many good seasons to come. I think you can safely say the best quarterback the Dolphins have seen since Dan Marino, which is obviously quite a high bar, but, I mean, you look at some of their options. Can I flex my Dolphins quarterback knowledge? Jay Fiedler, Chad Pennington. Did John Beck ever start a game for the Dolphins? Did Pat White ever start a game for the Dolphins? Maybe and maybe. Chad Henne certainly did. Matt Moore did. Ryan Tannehill did, obviously. Tua. Tingus Pingus. I mean, others, surely. Malik Willis. I don't know. I think we're winning in, though, so let's just take down the Ravens. They're 6-10, man. They don't want to get in. They're playing for nothing. But they're knocking on the door. Dude, you know what? I didn't even mention Smoking Jay Cutler, or Ryan Fitzpatrick, or Texas legend Quinn Ewers. Let's get a fumble here. All right, you know what? I've pulled up the list. I forgot about Trent Green. I forgot about Cleo Lemon. What a throwback that is. We're supposed to blitz, but I just didn't. And that is a Zay Flowers touchdown. 4th and inches. Need to keep the drive alive. Down 10-0. We've got an option, and that is not going to be caught. Kind of behind Chris Bell. And our season is looking over here in the second quarter. Oh, that's a pick. Jacob Rodriguez is right there. Please. Okay, we've got a chance. 3rd and 1. Working off play action. Wide open in the end zone. It's Kazmarek. Touchdown. Oh, my goodness. We're so back. Season's back on. Playoffs back on. Backup tight end. Wide open on the wheel. That was really easy. Oh, boy. Please subscribe for more of that. We drill a 51-yard field goal here to tie the game. Play the moments loves. Hey, here's no action at all, and now it's 4th and 18. Have fun. Well, we drilled the 51-yarder with ease. Will Reichert is easily good from that type of range. And we've got to try to win the second half. New ball game at 10-10. Second chance. Ball's loose. Jacob Rodriguez forces a fumble. Oh, my goodness. It wasn't a fluke at Texas Tech, and somehow we step out of bounds. Jacob Rodriguez in this game, in a must-win game to make the playoffs. Interception and a forced fumble. We take the 17-10 lead, and now the defense just needs to make one more stop, really, and we're going to be in prime position to win the game. Where is Chop Robinson? We can't get out. Oh, my God. They're going to the end zone. And it's knocked away by Chris Johnson. Good start. Let's get Chop Robinson back on the field, huh? So the Ravens have tied it up off the back of a really frustrating penalty. But the ball's in our court. Let's just run the ball. Devon Achane has pretty decent speed, obviously. He goes into Baltimore territory. Great run. All right, the on-field trainer is officially off. That was driving me crazy, but I will show you in case you care. It is all Madden competitive, not simulation right now. But we'll take that. Let's go, Achane. Oh, he's so quick. But maybe they blitz on 3rd and long, trying to make a game-ending play. And the screen could even give us the first down. Out to Achane. He's in space. Going up the middle, and it's going to be 4th and short. We could play for the win. And that's by keeping the offense on the field. Or we could take 3. And we could say that our defense is going to be good enough to keep the Ravens at least out of the end zone, which is the route that I'm going to opt to go. The more conservative play call, but probably the smarter call. I don't trust our running game after the last 2 where we were completely stuffed. I mean, Lamar's a really tough quarterback to sack, but a sack effectively ends the game. I don't know if that's the smart move. I mean, obviously it'd be great if we could. I just don't want to sell out for it. And I'm going to spy Kenneth Grant here. And that left that wide open, I guess. Jacob Rodriguez couldn't run with it. And that's going to be field goal range. Comfortably as well. Ravens going to try the kick now. And we are tied with 10 seconds to go. We basically have like 1 play to get into field goal range. We're going to fire for Chris Bell, call a timeout. I didn't hate that. Can we just go to something like that again? It could be a really long Will Reichard field goal, but if they give us that type of space again, we could have something. I don't know. Let's try it. We're going to have to go to the tight end. He's the most open. Chase Gold gets us to the 47. I think it's too long for a field goal. 64 yards. It's not quite an NFL record. There is a little bit of wind to help us out. But this is a super long kick. We're going to try it. I don't think we got the accuracy or maybe the power. It's got a chance. It's off the upright. No good. Oh my goodness. It had the leg. We're going to overtime. There's a penalty, and the Ravens have the ball at the 1-yard line. Absolutely unbelievable. Please tackle Lamar. Thank you. We're going to run commit. It's a pitch out to the right. We just got to get out there. Genesis Smith can't make the tackle. Ravens score. No way, man. All right. We've got to tie it. We need to convert a 3rd and 19. Not really a ton of plays for this. Gonna try to make the catch. Chris Bell can't do it. And it's 4th and 19. This is how it ends, huh? Sacked. That might be our season. Chop Robinson's pessimistic that the coach did not help him hit the lofty goal. Well, if you wanted to play at any point during the last game, maybe you would have hit it. And that does knock us out of the playoffs. Unreal. Chiefs get the 7 seed. Texans are the 6 seed. Chiefs went 9-8. Texans went 9-8. One of those spots would have been ours. But 8-9, not good enough. Not a bad rookie year for our quarterback, though. I mean, an exceptional year, really. 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions for Julian Minor. Devon Achane ran the ball really well. Arguably his best year. Chris Bell dominated. 93 catches for almost 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns, 75 yards a game. Chase Gold was actually amazing. 81 for 895, 5 touchdowns. Mateo Iglesias had 9 touchdowns. Great year for him. I guess maybe our defense held us back a bit. Disappointing, man. I mean, Chop Robinson only had 9 sacks. That's not a bad total in real life, but he was shooting for like 15. Didn't really come that close. And Brandon Gibson had 4 interceptions. Great year for him. And also 3 forced fumbles, which was tied for the team lead. And he recovered 4 of them. Dude, we've got some playmakers here on defense. Just need a few more. Texans-Niners Super Bowl. Okay. the D'Amico Ryans Bowl, in a way. And Jimmy Ward was a Texan 49er. Is that the only Texan 49er I have? Azeez Al-Shire. I mean, there are plenty, I'm sure. But not really my concern right now, as the Niners win a close one, 14-12. And league history has Josh Allen winning the MVP. Todd Monken Coach of the Year. I guess that makes sense if you win 13 or 14 with the Browns. Julian Minor, of course, was your Offensive Rookie of the Year. Phenomenal season for him. And you see some of the team leaders. I mean, he really wasn't too far away from being one of the top QBs in the league. I wish we got Terrell Bernard. He had a ton of tackles, if that means anything to you. Led the league in solo tackles, but he didn't want anything to do with us. Pat Surtain had 11 picks. Garrett Williams is now a Brown, had 10 interceptions. Wow, we're seeing some interception totals for sure. Maybe going out and getting a premier DB could be what takes us over the top. We have some decisions to make, though. Is Robinson pushing for a long-term deal? We could also decide to franchise tag him. Let's negotiate the contract first. There are some really good edge rushers in the draft, or at least appear to be. The question just becomes, would we rather keep Chop Robinson or spend a top pick on an edge rusher? The number one player is Joey Seri, who does look really, really good off the edge. But he's expected to go number one. Not really going to be in position. We have the number 9 pick. Logan Price could be in play. Top 5 talent at tight end. Like that a lot. I mean, that's kind of a position we need to upgrade. J.J. Brooks is a top 5 talent at strong safety. Made him a focus player. And, I mean, what's his build here? He is 6'1", 213. A little bit light for a linebacker. So, we definitely have to keep him at strong safety. And we have a good strong safety right now. And we don't have 2 first-round picks because we had to trade one. So, long story short, we got to keep Chop Robinson. I don't think there's any question about that. He's going to be looking for a lot of money. 3 years, 40 mil. 22 million yearly, $25 million bonus. It's really not too bad if that's where it ends up. It's just going to end up being more than that. He's uncompromising. I don't like that. I'd love for you to be compromising. That would be sweet. I mean, we'll start with a $28 million bonus. So he's basically there. Hey, first thing he wants to discuss, though, is the contract length. The years need to move. Well, I'll give you an extra year. I'm actually very comfortable with that. All right, we're going to lock him down long term. We're going to add 2 years. I'm very comfortable with a 5-year deal, given his age. It's a big extension, but he's a really good player, and we have a ton of cap room. So, absolute no-brainer there for me. But is there anybody else that we need back? I mean, these guys are not expiring yet. Genesis Smith will be. Don't necessarily need an extension right now. I think we're fine there. And, I mean, more players want extensions. Ed Oliver, we're not going to deal with right now. Jacob Rodriguez, I think, is absolutely worth re-signing. He's probably only going to get more expensive. Wants a big-time bonus. I mean, $35.5 million, though, is kind of insane. The yearly salary comes in at only, I mean, it's up to $5 million now. The bonus is just insane. Discipline, observant, accountable, focus, grounded. Let's give him the fit first. We'll give him plus $750K bonus. Or we could just not change it. His interest is 79%. He's calculated and grounded. Or calculated and grounded DNA listen. And he is grounded. So hopefully he does listen to the pitch. And he really does. Interest is up to 97%. And we're going to walk him through the value again. Hey, listen, dummy. Did you not get it the first time? Okay, maybe I shouldn't have picked that. I'm going to ask him to choose the value path. Dude, you're getting a lot of money. Just say yes. Give me a hometown discount. You want to be a Dolphin. There you go. It's a lot of money. 5 years. It's almost $12 million per year. The bonus is over $35 million. It's a big deal. And then Aaron Brewer is trending towards being one of the better centers in the league. He is flexible, private, calculated, collaborative, and guarded. I want more than a 1-year deal for Brewer. I mean, there's no way around it. 3-year deal. Yearly salary can approach $10 million. The bonus can start at $8 million, and we're miles apart. Good luck. Okay, well, maybe we'll come back to that. That's not great. But we're fine for right now. I don't need to give him an extension right now. The O-line's great. We have a good tight end now. Chase Gold got star development. He did have a very good season, to be fair. Not, an amazing player yet, but trending in a really good direction. So maybe we don't take a tight end top 10. Things have changed. Still think that going out and landing a big-time receiver could be really helpful. And then defensively, Gibson is up to superstar dev. We have 2 really good corners in Chris Johnson and Gibson. I mean, we need to make a splash play somewhere, though. The question becomes where. Looks like the D-line, but it's not cheap to upgrade those guys. And wide receiver potentially as well. Longhorn legend Xavier Worthy's here. Hook him. Devontae Smith is also an interesting option and is really only getting offers from the Browns. Milton Williams is in free agency. It's only the Patriots trying to bring him back. I mean, we have the money. I think it's such a big-time upgrade that it's absolutely worth pursuing. So, I mean, I don't believe that this is actually what he's offering or looking for. I give him a 2-year deal. The yearly salary can be $15 million. The bonus, I will give you $13 million. Full no trade clause. And we're at 73% interest with 77% patience. Okay, what if we took off a year? Plus 15% bonus, which is about $2 million. He is opportunistic, so he might be all about this. And he is, up to 94% interest. So, what can we do here? I mean, I'll give you, a $2 million more to your salary. It's just a 1-year deal, and he's up to 100% interest. That could be a huge splash for us. And then Devontae Smith is still so good right now. He's 30 years old, though. I'm not really that interested in a 3-year deal off the rip, but I will give him a lot of money. It's just such a big addition to our team right now, and he is loving the offer. I mean, it's a pretty good deal. I wouldn't say that it's, absolutely spectacular, but I guess he's treating it like it is. Could we add Saints franchise legend Bashal Tutin to be the backup running back? Probably a little bit expensive for a backup. And then, I mean, I like linebacker. I like safety. I think we've gone after the players we need to go after. I think we're in a really good spot here. So let's go ahead and advance to the next hour and see where we are. We'll reevaluate. But I think we should be doing pretty well. We did get Devontae Smith. That is a huge, huge contract. It's only 2 years, $34 million per year. But based on our extensions, playing with a rookie quarterback, getting Malik Willis off the books, that's the exact time that you make a splash. And we absolutely did. Now, unfortunately, we did not get Milton Williams. He goes back to the Patriots, 1 year, $26.5 million. Do we pivot to Javon Dexter? It really is not quite as good. It's telling me to maybe change to Tennessee playbook, recommended for run-heavy offenses that rely on frequent screens and elite usage for a featured receiving running back. I mean, that is Devon Achane. I'll try it. I'm a little bit afraid about that, but I will try it. And I think in order to solve defensive tackle, it may come via trade. Ooh, Longhorn legend Matthew Golden for Malik Willis to go back to Green Bay. That's interesting, but no, I want a defensive tackle. Eagles looking for a quarterback. I mean, that makes sense. They do have a defensive tackle, though, that I want. Jalen Carter. Is this even going to put us close? It's not really that far away. Quarterback is just so valuable. We got number 9. We've got a second. Is it worth it to move number 9? I mean, in real life, number 10 straight up got the Bengals Dexter Lawrence from the Giants. So we'd be giving Malik Willis and a number 9 for Jalen Carter. It might not be that much. We could do a second this year and I might prefer something else. Let me give you a, I'll give you the 2 this year, and I'll give you a 7. It's not going to be quite enough. I'll give you a 2 this year and a future 4. And Jalen Carter is officially a Miami Dolphin. I'd take that over Milton Williams, who's also a former Eagle, by the way, just like Jalen Carter is now. Willis to Philadelphia. I'm not really too mad about losing the picks, and we just really upgraded one of the most important positions in football. We got a guy that can really do it all. 94 strength, 90 block shed, 93 power moves. Really, really good player. 92 hit power. Man, what a killer. We're just becoming the Eagles. I don't know if we fully want that, but we're getting some of the good ones. They really do have a lot of good ones, but not anymore. Devontae Smith is a Dolphin. Jalen Carter is a Dolphin. And Jalen Carter, I guess, was easier to trade for maybe because he's got an expiring contract. But I would say we've got to get ready for the draft. NFL draft time. We are at number 9 here in round number 1. And we've identified some of the best players in the draft. Joey Sari's a top 5 talent. Logan Price is a top 5 talent, as is J.J. Brooks. We know that Otis Boyce and Jalen Covington are round 1 talents. That's cool. We can pretty much guarantee a top 5 talent if we want. Just, do we want the safety? J.J. Brooks has A zone coverage, A hit power, A tackle. Great speed. Seems like it's hard to go wrong here. Elite strength as well. We don't necessarily need the tight end, but Logan Price does look to be a very good one. I do think it's going to be a top 10 safety for us, though. Kind of rare to see safeties go top 10 nowadays. Not even Caleb Downs could get it done, despite what everyone was expecting. Well, not everybody if you watched my mock drafts, but what a lot of people were expecting. And Logan Price is still available. The Seahawks would give me 13, a second and a third next year, a 3 in 2031, and a 6 next year. I'm going to do that. I think that is a deal worth making. So we have moved down to number 13, and we can still get the player that I would have drafted at number 13 anyway. So I guess, without further ado, welcome to the Miami Dolphins. J.J. Brooks can never have enough good DBs. Often do see 3 safeties play. And he is the number 1 player in the draft and maybe generational. He's got the NFL ready tag. Good awareness and reaction as a defender. Here comes the boom. I think he's going to be a very, very good player. Hidden dev. 91 speed. 90 acceleration. I think this is going to be a heck of a player. Is he going to be good enough to start right away? Maybe. Maybe. Does this make a player like Genesis Smith expendable? Also maybe. And then we don't pick until midway through the 3rd round. And as you can imagine, a lot of the top talent is off the board. Is there anybody worth taking here? Ooh, not really. We're going to take a big-bodied nose tackle here. A block shed, A tackle for Derek Vincent. He actually has great speed and great strength. Feel like you can't go wrong here. He's ranked number 40. We got him at 78. He was, expected to go even later. Set the state record for bench press reps in high school. Hand-fighting prowess allows him to shed blocks easily, and good football IQ. Hidden dev, 90 strength, 77 speed, 80 acceleration. A very gifted player at 348 pounds. That is an absolute steal at this point. And then we don't pick again until midway through the 5th round. I actually might come back and take another defensive tackle with this selection. I know it's a fairly strong position for us, but, sometimes you just got to take the best players in the draft. And I felt like Zay Thierry was pretty good. B block shed, B finesse moves, B power moves, A awareness. He's a pretty good athlete all the way around. I feel like he's going to be a good player. Ranked number 72, got him at 142. Only normal development. The other defensive tackle was certainly better, but this is not a bad player. Do we want any of the undrafted rookie free agents? I mean, 89 lead block seems great. It is a fullback, though, Do I want to roster a fullback? Marcel Goddard looks very good as a defensive tackle. We just drafted 2, so also not something we need. But, I mean, do we at least make an offer on what appears to be a very good fullback? We just don't need one. We are going to, get in position to sign him, though. We'll see if Gabe Alonso wants to be a Dolphin, and he will be. Normal dev, but a chance to make the team, which he's a fullback. If he doesn't make the team, whatever. Draft recap. How'd we do? Okay, well, I think we found a generational player. J.J. Brooks is an 87 overall. 91 speed, 86 zone coverage, 87 tackle, 99 hit power. This is not your USC strong safety from a year ago with 84 speed. He can run, he can cover, and he can most certainly hit. Oh my goodness. J.J. Brooks is a home run. Derek Vincent in the third is a 75. Zay Thierry is a 73. 81 block shed for Derek Vincent too. I mean, this is absolutely going to end up being a nose tackle only for us, I would imagine. But I guess his rush moves aren't too bad, and he's a good athlete. Is he good enough to start right away? No. But he absolutely does not need to, because defensive tackle is a strength for us right now. We know we got the best player in the draft, and we did so by quite a huge margin. 2 interior offensive linemen were 81 overalls, as was Logan Price, who we passed on. Joey Seri was an 80, who looked great. And I think in a lot of different classes, you can kind of expect to see interior offensive linemen as the top players. That's just kind of how it seems to be going this year. So we've got an interesting decision here because Brooks is going to be an X factor. There's no question about that. We have Trayden Stukes. We have Genesis Smith, who have moved to free safety. Am I really going to have a superstar X factor as my backup free and strong safety? Feels like a bit of a waste. I know he's going to get on the field. The question, I guess, just becomes how much. Maybe we go J.J. Brooks at sub linebacker, which will essentially make Stukes a starter at strong safety fairly often. That might be the play. I have also located a 6'3", 245-pound quarterback. I don't know where we got this guy from even, but he's a rookie with star or better development and kind of a cannon. The movement skills are not great, but this guy's a giant. The team is looking sharp for season number 4. Great offensive line. Chase Gold is better. The receiving core is fantastic with Chris Bell and Devontae Smith, Mateo Iglesias. We have H.N. We have Minor, who is getting to be very, very good. And then defensively, it's a pretty stacked defense. Tough to find a flaw, tough to find a hole. We'll continue to develop Hamilton and Chop Robinson. And if we don't make the playoffs this year, I will be absolutely blown away. So we are 4-3 here with the 91 overall team. Our defense is great, though. That's really the strength of the team. However, our offense only appears to be bad. It's really the 12th scoring offense, so better than half of the league, but still, unfortunately, not where we need it to be. Our defense is performing truly at an elite level, 18 points per game allowed. Seems like we're getting a little bit unlucky, or maybe we're just starting to find our stride. We've won 2 of our last 2. Unfortunately lost by 3 to the Bucks, by 10 to the Jets. Then beat the Jets 38-0 earlier in the year. Been some weird results. I'm going to say I still think we can be a really successful team. Just sucks we have to play the Bills twice. We're going to be tough. The Texans, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Bengals. There are some good teams that especially, play well in Madden. So it is going to be difficult to make the playoffs, as we're seeing so far, but it's still very much within reach. You got to think that our team is only going to continue to get better, and it's already very good. Defensively, of course, J.J. Brooks is a superstar X factor. He's up to a 90 overall not even midway through his rookie season. Unreal player. Unreal player. But, I mean, is playing him in the box the wrong move? I don't think so. I think that puts him in a position to be around the ball more, make some more plays, force some fumbles with that 99 hit power, but also be a menace over the middle with, you know, near elite zone coverage. Is he going to be able to play in the box the way a linebacker does, shedding blocks and taking on offensive linemen and making tackles? Maybe, maybe not. But the rest is pretty elite. If we're only using him as a sub linebacker, it's going to be a fairly good role for him. Man, the Falcons are 9-2. I know it's partly about who you play. We are 6-5 again. We beat the Texans only to kind of get crushed by the Bills. I mean, crushed is maybe a bit of an overreaction, but I mean, it's a double-digit loss after we just beat them 24-3. We're not really finding a lot of consistency so far, but that was a pretty tough stretch. Bills twice, Texans, Cowboys, Patriots. So it should be a little bit easier at this stage. It's still not super easy, but the Falcons got to be like the fakest 9-2 ever. They've got to be. Although they're scoring more points than we are. We've got the best defense in the league, though. It just needs to be a slightly better offense. I feel like Tennessee playbook is holding us back. The Patriots are 1-10. If we don't beat the Patriots and Saints, this season's over. We did beat the Falcons, though. 24-13. We just need to continue to keep the pressure on. We're win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 2, win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 1. I'd rather win 2, lose 1 than, you know, lose 2. That's great. Or even win 1, lose 1. We can be a playoff team. 7-5, I think, basically puts us there. Playoff time, hopefully finally making it, and we are in 11-6. Good way to end the season. I mean, we're 93 overall with a 95 overall defense. The offense is just struggling a bit, but the defense stayed consistently great the entire season. I think we are finally moving this in the right direction. Julian Minor was not quite as good as he was as a rookie. 3,800 yards, 27 touchdowns to 10 picks. I think it could be a function of the playbook. I really do. Devon Achane took a step back. Chris Bell continues to be great, though. 93 catches for 1,100 yards, 4 touchdowns. Devontae Smith was outproduced by Chris Bell fairly heavily, except for touchdowns where he had 11. Chase Gold still playing well, and Mateo Iglesias turns into one of the better third receivers in the league. Ends up being the 4th option for us. Defensively, I mean, these guys were out of their mind. 21 TFLs for Jalen Carter, led the team by a lot. Chop Robinson at 13, 11 for Rodriguez and Kenneth Grant. 11.5 sacks for Chop Robinson led the way. Dane Hamilton at 11. 8.5 for Carter, 5 for Grant. And then interceptions. Brandon Gibson is a turnover machine. 3 picks, 9 deflections. Chris Johnson, second on the team in interceptions. Traden Stukes, as I said, still playing, even if it looks like he's buried on the depth chart. And look at J.J. Brooks. What a rookie year. 109 tackles, 4 for loss, 2.5 sacks and a pick. 3 pass breakups, a forced fumble. Kind of all over the field. I quite like our team as we head into this playoff matchup. I mean, first of all, we have a linebacker as our backup quarterback. 6'3", 245, Ben Langford. That's like a first off the bus type of guy. And he's a backup quarterback. Julian Minor, not small in his own right, 6'2", 226. The accuracy is now incredible. He's such a well-balanced player and only 23 years old. He's already got that franchise QB tag. All of his abilities, though, are running related. Let's not do that. I mean, extender maybe could be cool. But, I mean, this is not only the QB of the future, but the QB of the present. He is absolutely incredible. And we know our defense is somehow even better than the offense is. No more Milton Williams, but Derek Vincent is stepping in and being a really good third option on the interior D-line. And more than anything, maybe, dude, we've got the Chargers in the wild card. What, are they going to suddenly start winning playoff games? I'm not buying it. Ooh, a little drone show going on? I didn't even know the Dolphins did this. I mean, to be fair, when is the last time playoff football was in Miami? outside of college football. I guess the Miami Hurricanes were just in the national championship. But when was the last time that the NFL Miami team saw a playoff game? It's been a long time. It has been. Outside of like random Super Bowls that were at Hard Rock. But I mean, even with Dan Marino, the Dolphins never won a Super Bowl. The last time they won a championship was the 70s. I think they went back-to-back. Of course, had that, record-breaking undefeated season. But it is electric here at Hard Rock. And we're hopefully going to just beat the Chargers. Even if we go down early, I'm honestly not even worried about it. I've seen the Chargers in the playoffs. They just don't have what it takes. Until this season, maybe, as I record this. 2026 could be different. Justin Herbert's going to beat the allegations. I feel like he might be the most divisive quarterback in the league. And that's saying something because it's the most divisive position. Everybody has an opinion about a quarterback. And everyone seems to really value team success over individual performance, despite it being a team game with 53 men that make an impact on the roster. Yes, the quarterback is the most important, but it still takes a village, as they say. It's 7-7. We instantly scored after allowing a touchdown on the opening drive, and we're already right back on defense. Why is Traden Stukes in the box, you ask? That is a heck of a question, because I'd much prefer J.J. Brooks in there to go with Jordan Brooks. Be a heck of a combo. Knocking on the door. Got to find the end zone here. Chase Gold in motion. Ooh, good release from Devontae Smith. We also had another crosser open over the middle. That was Iglesias, but went for Devontae Smith, trying to get the new Dolphin involved. He drops the ball. That's a catchable ball. I mean, that's not insane to expect him to make that play. We're going to find Chris Bell, though. Chris Bell going to find the end zone. Lowering the shoulder like a running back and tying things up here. Need our defense to make a stop. They just can't. That's the question. Herbert with all day. Finally will throw, and will throw a pick as Sawyer jumps in front. We got a block on Herbert. Sawyer only on the field because none of my other linebackers are. And it's Demetrius Sawyer with the interception. He's a corner, by the way, and he's wearing number 49, and he looks like a linebacker. That's good defense. It's a user pick. Easy reads. Great eggs and ham. Easy reads. Jordan Brooks with the interception. This is very bad for the Justin Herbert is a great quarterback narrative because this is real. Interception in the clutch, on the run. He got baited. Masterfully, might I add. Jordan Brooks all over it. And we can win it. Inside 2 minutes, they have 3 timeouts, but a first down effectively ends the game as long as we can get into field goal range. And we're going to be able to, maybe not. We're going to run the ball again. They've got nobody. Can we center sneak? Bring that back? It's not legal, but that's okay. Achane up the middle, wide open. And they're going to have to call their second timeout. Only 1 remaining. We're in field goal range. This is game. I really don't like running out of that high school formation. We're in like the wing tee, the flex bone, the wishbone offense, 1930. And we're just going to have to take that. There goes Devon Achane. We're just going to score. This does give the Chargers a chance to answer. But with 22 seconds down by a touchdown and no timeouts, yeah, this thing is effectively over. Just had to take it. Bring down Herbert. That's the game. Good pressure. Good sack. And that, unfortunately for the Chargers, will end their season typically around the time it usually does. And that's the kind of the great thing about being a Charger fan. You know, you're already out in San Diego or Los Angeles. You know when you can take a vacation and just go out. Don't even have to worry about it. I like the Chargers, too. I don't know why I'm dogging on them, but you got to, I mean, the facts remain the facts right now, and it's the Chargers recently have not been a successful playoff team. And that trend will continue here in 2029. 28-21 is your final. We finally made and now won a playoff game. And we move on to the divisional. 3 touchdowns for Julian Minor in his first playoff game. That's a winner right there. Okay, less of a fun matchup here. Chance of snow at Mile High. Broncos went 12-5. They are slightly worse overall than we are. I mean, worse on defense by 4 overall points, worse on offense by an overall point. It's a good Broncos team. And on top of that, the Broncos also have home field advantage. So this is going to be a potentially difficult game. But if we're going to make the AFC Championship game, we've got to go through Denver. Quick throw. Alonzo, touchdown. We're really getting the fullback involved. We can't lose with a fullback touchdown. It's the rules. The undrafted rookie free agent, Gabe Alonzo, with the receiving touchdown to put us up here. And if we can get the stop here before the half, we are going to be in really good position. 3rd and 4. I wonder if they leave the offense out on the field if it gets to 4th down. And that's going to be picked off by Stukes. His 2nd interception of the game. This one might go the distance. Traden Stukes. House call. Touchdown, Dolphins. And the catch on the way down. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Traden Stukes. I'm not sure which catch was more impressive. The interception or the lob to himself on the touchdown celebration dive. 3rd and 8. Achane in motion, then back across. Oh, boy. That's an arm punt. Totally had no idea what route he was running is what I found out. Need our defense to step up. There's Devontae Smith with the block, and Devontae Smith will house it. Okay. That's a heck of a play on 4th and inches. Wanted our defense to step up, and they are. They're giving us the ball back. That's all we can ask for. And we know we can basically drill from probably about 75 yards with Will Reichard. So let's just keep kicking. That's going to do it. 65-yard field goal. Honestly, let me test something. The game clock and the play clock are separated by about a second, maybe a second and a half. We're going to take the delay game and then see if we can hit a 70-yard field goal in the playoffs. I kind of think we can. It's very rude to take a delay game in this spot, up by 10, only to try and kick a 70-yard field goal with 2 seconds left. But that's exactly what's about to happen. I don't think we got the accuracy. Going a little bit quick for me. Is that makeable, though? I think it might be. I was not prepared for the speed on the way back. But 34-24, we're going to the AFC Championship game. Goodbye, Broncos. 223 through the air. 3 touchdowns for Julian Minor. What a game. And it's Dolphins-Browns in the AFC Championship. Wow. Now that is a matchup. Casey Concepcion is a 96 overall. They've got a 95 overall quarterback. Goodness. Denzel Boston had 1,700 yards and 13 touchdowns. Okay, this Browns team might be the Avengers, man. What are we going up against here? I definitely don't like it. They're a 91 overall. They have home field advantage. They won 13 games. I think the biggest annoyance with these away games is with the crowd, you often can't tell what play you're running. Fullback wide open. We just can't get it to him. Just not a quick enough trigger. Was looking at the curl down the field, just couldn't get it to him. And then saw the fullback leaking wide open. Achane's open, though. We have pancakes all over the field. And Achane makes it 3rd and short. Do we run the ball here? Mason Graham's a superstar. You got to watch out for Jared Verse, but no more Myles Garrett on this team. Achane sneaking through. Achane's got the first. And I mean, Devontae Smith is basically not even going to be an option. And we are sacked. Jared Verse flattening Minor. We've got to settle for 3. Completely frustrating. But it's 3-0. Who are some fun Browns-Dolphins? Devon Bess. Brian Hartline, Paul Warfield. We're down 7-3. Rain coming down now. And we're on defense. And they're about to score again. This does not look good. That's got to be a pick. Trayton Stukes jumps in front. Easy reads. 1 fish, 2 fish. Red fish, blue fish. Easy reads. Trayton Stukes. House call. What a read. What a play. That is a game-changing turnover. What a pickup Trayton Stukes has been. He has been a menace here in these playoffs. 1:05 to go. There's Chase Gold. He's actually got room down the sideline here. Barely any time off the clock, but into Cleveland territory. This is the type of play where you might want to utilize Chris Bell. I just don't like the numbers on that side of the field. We're about to see how right or wrong I am. HN with a block. Chris Bell really nowhere to go. Dolphins, unfortunately, blow the lead. Browns could have tied it. So we're going to just try 3 here. And that should be good, even with the wind. And we're going to go up 13-7. Going into the half, that's a good spot to be in. It's not incredible. And it's already about to be blown, probably. But it was the right move. 4th and 4. Offense stays on the field. Got to convert this. I don't like play action in this spot. Let's move the tight end up the field. We're going to throw it to him anyway, and we're over the line. I thought we might have been. Oh, it's so close to something special. Just really made the decision to split second too late. That is a really rough mistake. And it doesn't matter. Our defense is too good. Ridley sacked again. That is the former bust draft pick that actually ended up winning Defensive Rookie of the Year, getting up to Superstar Dev, multiple double-digit sack seasons. Normal Dev is not the end of the world, as you have found. 3rd and 2, 3 minutes to play. Jalen Wright, nice run. That is a big first down. Cleveland down to their final timeout. The Browns are out of timeouts, but the problem is we're only up 3. A field goal doesn't really help us out a tremendous amount. We're going to look to run here. We got a lead blocker. Minor gets the first with his legs, and that is enough to do it. That's going to bring us down to the 2-minute timeout. 2-minute warning, excuse me, here in the NFL. I get so used to college football calling it the 2-minute timeout now. The Browns can't stop the clock again. It's victory formation here in Cleveland. The Miami Dolphins are headed back to the Super Bowl. What a season. 000 on the clock. What a run here. I mean, it didn't really sound like the Browns would be a juggernaut, but this is a really good team. We talked about it with a lot of really, really good players. Concepcion, Boston, Jose Ridley is a pretty insane quarterback. He's up into the high 90s. Better than Julian Minor. So this was no small feat. And it's going to be Bears, Dolphins in the Super Bowl. Caleb Williams won the MVP. Can I think of a Bear Dolphin? That kind of feels like a weird one. I mean, I got to be Akeem Spence. Was he a Bear? I know it's a weird one to go to, but I think he was. We actually can't see the league history because the Super Bowl hasn't happened yet. Bear Dolphin. Jay Cutler, of course. Brandon Marshall. It's like when I try to be obscure, it's a lot more difficult. But when I am just thinking of the obvious guys, it becomes a little bit more easy. Adam Shaheen. Okay, that's a crazy one. From Ashland. Remember Adam Shaheen? You shouldn't, probably. But maybe you do. Akeem Spence was not a Bear, by the way. Now that I've looked it up. Not a Bear. So, everyone else I'm very confident was, including Adam Shaheen. Also feels like there's a running back. Jordan Howard was a Dolphin? I think so. Anyway, it's an interesting Bears team, man. I mean, Caleb Williams is the cover star, and now he has led this Bears team to the Super Bowl, playing for the Lombardi. We're here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, closer to a home game for us. Bit of a trip up from Miami, but, you know, Dolphins fans throughout the state, I would imagine. I don't really like man coverage down here. I just feel like way too much can go wrong. But nobody's on the tight end, so we do have to make this play. And we do. Good work on the edge. Chop Robinson. It's back-to-back TFLs for the Miami defense. And they are backed up to the 6 now. But down here, that's not always a good thing. Let me explain. Part of the reason why it's easier to play defense down here, there's a lot less space to operate. So if you give them more space, sometimes they take advantage of it. And that's a Clyde Adams receiving touchdown. Bears take the lead. And on top of that, they've got the football right back. 3 minutes to go. That's decent coverage. Brooks has such high hit power. If we can just get the hit, maybe the ball would come free. It didn't. It's 10-3 Chicago. And we've got a chance here. 23 seconds to go here in the first half. Ball on the 6. Do we give Mateo Iglesias a jump ball? Gonna give him a chance. Iglesias makes the catch. Touchdown, Dolphins. I mean, he's 6'5", 230 pounds. He's a mismatch in the red zone. We've got to give him opportunities to make a play. That's exactly what he did right here. One-on-one. Safety ended up leaning over, but was just too late to make any type of an impact. And we're going at a very good corner there. That's Jalen Johnson. Nothing he could do. Never located the football. I mean, it's just a complete skyscraper you're going up against. Nice play, Mateo Iglesias. And it is 10-10 as we move into the second half. Defense needs help. Bears are driving. Clyde Adams is an X factor. Caleb Williams read option. Caleb Williams touchdown. What a call. Totally didn't even consider that a possibility. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the Super Bowl. The last time the Bears played in the Super Bowl, it was 2006, I believe. Bears Colts, right? Devin Hester housed the opening kick. But, of course, the Bears did not end up winning that game. Hopefully, their lead here does not last forever. Julian Minor has been picked off. Sometimes I black out, but I swear, I don't remember throwing an interception. Give me Mateo Iglesias off play action. If we don't throw a pick here, worst case scenario, it's like 3rd and 5. We're going to throw that on the run. Nice to Devontae Smith. I wanted to run it. I wanted to take the deep shot, but that just ended up being the best call. I mean, absolutely nobody is catching the ball. It's a huge problem. We're launching down the field. Iglesias can't get a hand on it, and we've really got to leave the offense out here. 17-13. I guess if we then hold them to 3, it's okay. All right, I'll take their suggestion and I'll hit the field goal. I don't love it at all, but we know Reichert at least is good for it. And maybe even from 70. I've talked about it. I mean, I'd love to get in position to try one, but we need our defense to make a play. They hold them to 3, and we've got 3:23 to go. Just need our offensive line to hold up. Oh, Devontae Smith is absolutely wide open. Stay in bounds. Okay. He at least makes the catch. 3rd and 13. Going to the tight end. We've got one-on-one. Gold cannot make the catch. Oh, we perfect timed it as well. Our offense will get another chance, though. I mean, they're pressing Devontae Smith. His catch and traffic ability has been just awful today, but can he beat press? We're going to give him a shot. Chance to make a big catch. Devontae Smith cannot bring it down. I'm paying him like $35 million a year. Make a special play every once in a while, please. 2nd and 10. We're going to get him going on the comeback route. If we can just block for it, we're going to have the timing. Great route from Smith. Maybe we need to do that. Abuse his route running ability. Probably a smarter play call. There's Achan. He makes the catch. Really struggled getting out of that break, but he eventually did. That's got to be a touchdown. Oh, no, we lost position. That's open. We got to have it. Mateo Iglesias makes the catch. Oh, this is a very pivotal point of the game. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed. We are inside a minute, up by 7. Obviously, need a touchdown. They still might have time to answer, though, is why I'm mildly concerned here. On the move, we're going to throw it away. There were options. I'm not sure they were good first down options. We didn't need to have it there. I don't want to force anything, especially when second down could bring better things. Devontae Smith trips. No, Devontae, please. It's going to be 3rd and 2. 25 seconds to play. It looks like they're actually doubling him up. Tight end wide open. There's the first down. There's the touchdown. Chase Gold chasing a Lombardi and giving us the potential to either tie or take the lead, depending on what we want to do here on what ultimately is a 4th down type of play. 2-point conversion if we want it to try to win the Super Bowl. Or do we play for OT? Coach suggestion says win it right now. I really hate these spots because I feel like the pass rush just goes crazy in these spots. And if you don't make a decision and guess correctly instantly, good luck. But we're going for it to win a Super Bowl. Devontae Smith makes the catch. We trusted him, and he came up big. We take the lead 21-20. I saw it. I hesitated. I threw it anyway. I was ready for disappointment, for disaster. But oh my goodness, Devontae actually held onto the ball, worked back to the football. Was that even the right decision? Did we have the running back wide open? Oh, he couldn't have been more open. But the decision had already been made. I thought maybe the defensive end was going to lurk there in the flat. This might have been more open. But maybe not. That could have been a drop. Either way, we trusted Devontae Smith. We got the result we were looking for. So this is it. Super Bowl on the line. Williams steps up, launches short of the end zone, and that is incomplete, and the Miami Dolphins are Super Bowl champions. After, what, 60 years? 50-something, nearly 60 years. The Dolphins are Super Bowl champions yet again. Jeff Hafley, a.k.a. head coach Gene Dangus, yours truly, has brought the Dolphins a Super Bowl. And it's all thanks to that guy. You're allowed to take off the helmet, Julian. All right, some are choosing to leave it on. But Julian Minor and the Miami Dolphins are Super Bowl champions. Chris Bell played an impact, but it was also, big players that we acquired, not just homegrown talent. Devontae Smith made some clutch plays down the line. Our defense in general was great. Jacob Rodriguez was a big player for us, but Traden Stukes was the biggest playoff performer for us. I don't think there's a question about that. Wish there was a bit more of a pass rush. Those guys didn't play outstanding or anything. Dane Hamilton, I think, was the true standout player when we were actually in the games over Chop Robinson. But that's the result we're looking for. 21-20. Again, I don't remember throwing that pick. I'm gonna say it didn't happen. That's a lie. I never threw a pick. 6 for 97 for Devontae Smith, credited with 0 drops. But he was a big-time player. Mateo Iglesias with a touchdown. Chase Gold with a touchdown. But in this one, we were chasing platinum. Or whatever the Lombardi trophy's made out of. Stainless steel? I have no idea. Chris Johnson with a pick. And then Demetrius Sawyer, just kept making plays. There's something special about a cornerback who's 6'3", 204, wearing number 49. What a guy. But guys, that is going to do it here for the first rebuild of Madden 27. There were some ups. There were certainly some downs, but we end on a high note. And Demetrius Sawyer was your Super Bowl MVP. Caleb Williams, league MVP, has nothing on Demetrius Sawyer. Who knew he would play such an impact? He might actually have been the playoff performer of the season for us over Traden Stukes. Let me know down in the comments section below who you thought played better. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you liking, subscribing. Hopefully you are excited for a big year on Madden 27, and also still College Football 27 and the other various NFL content on the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.